Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of the Design Analysis Cast. Good morning to Potato Cancer. Good morning to someone with and without thoughts, Karen Malone. Thank you for stopping by. Dakota the Colossus, John, and Mr. Steps, Megami Ayato. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, everyone watching later. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, 2.5% female audience. Thank you all for stopping by. We're joined once more by our illustrious squirrel friends.
No thoughts. Head empty. But happy Friday, everyone. How are you doing? Or I guess it's Saturday for some people.
It is, in fact, Saturday. Very early Saturday.
Man, where do the weeks go? What was the last episode? 2 weeks ago? I feel like we just did it yesterday.
Well, last one... No, we did do an Arknights one, right? It wasn't just the...
Correct. That was the previous one before that was talking about stuff, the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been not a blur, but they have been plenty busy for me. And I've been like, I'll get home and I'll just crash on the couch.
It's definitely been blur mode for myself. So it's good to, kick back on a Friday/Saturday morning and just relax and, talk about stuff that's interesting.
Been good though. I've learned how to set up an IV and use a decompression needle. So this has been good work. Right. Oh, is tomorrow significant for the Arknights?
Tomorrow's they do these streams, right, for when they have the big events come out. We've got one that's starting next week, so yeah, they're doing a live stream tomorrow, and I'll take a look at that. I think we kind of are in this weird situation where, since the global servers and such are all 6 months behind, we kind of know what's coming. So what they do is they kind of put on a bit more of a show for these. Like, what they've been doing is they have 3D models of, I think they have motion cap these, I'm not sure, and they have the people who are the voice actors doing their little, they do the presentation as the characters, which is kind of neat, So
thank you for providing me with a segue there, because you've been withholding information from me.
Have I? What did I do?
You did not tell me that Dorothy shared an English voice actress with a similarly named best girl from Fire Emblem's Three Houses.
How did you find that out?
I'm curious. I was looking up who some of the voice talents they had gotten for the English dub were.
Oh, okay. I just didn't think it was relevant information yet. And also I think I kind of forgot. So
this clearly moves Dorothy up in my tier list now, though.
Naturally. They even kind of have some personality similarities, if you think about it, but...
I don't know, Dorothy is not a mad scientist, though.
She's very charming, though.
Okay.
She's also not a jerboa, so,
Yeah, no, this was the route I took in Black Eagles.
Hey, can you believe Three Houses came out 15 years ago?
So what now? Hang on now. Hang on a minute.
The PS2 was over 20 years ago, so that one actually is a true fact.
I graduated high school 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's not that far off for me either. So it happens to us all, even you, chat. You too will one day be older. Maybe even tomorrow you'll be older.
I'm actually really enjoying being in my 30s, though. In some ways, I think it's more fun than my 20s.
You heard it here first, chat.
You just like you know more. Like you made a lot of dumb mistakes in your 20s and learned stuff, and so now it feels like not easy mode, but like I don't know. Some stuff just seems easier now, either because I no longer care about things or because I've learned how to do things properly.
You didn't know, chat, that you'd be getting life wisdom today. But don't worry, that's not the only advice.
Your advice will be stay away from strange owl women.
That's probably a good advice. Well, let's see. Are any of them pretty sus? I don't think so. Now, well, I'll save that for later. But yeah. So I guess let's do a quick review. I mean, pretty much everybody who's here probably knows the beat, but maybe potential future viewers and anyone who's new today, we kind of have a little bit of a method going on here. Since our boy here, Miliardo, has never played Arknights. He's starting to figure some things out because we're on episode like what, 6?
Yeah.
7, one of these. But long story short, this is an idea that came to me in a dream, basically, and I remember I suggested it at one point back in May, and here we are, 6 streams later. We formalized it a little bit. The first one was a little bit chaotic. I actually went back and watched the first episode, or at least parts of it, and I was like, wow, this is rough. But I think we've gotten better.
Ironically,
so,
still the most viewed episode of the series.
It is because I think that's the algorithm for you. You know?
I need to change the thumbnail. Like, I swear it gets better. Watch the next one.
Yeah. Probably because we didn't get to Texas until the 3rd episode. And everyone's like, come on, guys, you're debating us. But as you can see in the top left corner, he's got to guess the type of the animal, which sometimes is very easy. Get a general vibe for the character's personality or traits. See if he can figure out maybe what they do. Gameplay's a little bit of like gameplay / like what do they do professionally, I guess. Where they're from, and then last but not least, we guess the silly code name. So, as soon as you guys see the first character, remember, please don't spoil the name in the chat.
Oh yeah, I should put that there.
We got to make sure the guessing game works.
Thank you for stopping by.
And start thinking of a good fake code name for these characters, and at the end, we'll do a little game here, and he's going to have to guess, and if you stump the streamer, your name gets to be on the scoreboard, up next to illustrious people such as me, myself, and I.
Yeah, chat's got to stop you from a clean sweep again.
I know, last time, squirrel sweep. So you guys did a really good job last time, but I still prevailed. So, well, the game is afoot.
Oh, I don't think it'll apply to any of the characters here, but one of the downsides of having looked up Dorothy's VA is that the YouTube algorithm is now putting Arknights stuff on my timeline that I have to not click on.
Uh-oh. The algorithm is a cruel mistress.
So unfortunately, I know the main character's name now, but or at least their job.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get you too much.
Yeah.
You just got to click on that not interested little button on there. I'm still suspicious that doesn't work, though. I'm not sure.
I just wish
like
there was a way to straight up like block certain channels the way you can on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's interface is bizarre, but anyways, shall we get the ball rolling?
Let's see. I just figured we could also, we won't read them all out, but we had these design guidelines we started actually writing down from the aesthetic stream we did 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so I've decided to carry these over through the Arknights streams in case we think of any more. And then our good friend Martel, as you know, we do hard-hitting temperamental analysis here.
The humors. Bring forth the humors.
And Martel sent us this lovely additional breakdown of the humors using the characters from Winnie the Pooh. And
You
even
don't get this
more
level of analysis anywhere else.
scientific fidelity to what we're doing here. So, Pooh is phlegmatic, Eeyore and Piglet are melancholic, Tigger is sanguine, and Rabbit is choleric. Right. With that rambly pre-ramble out of the way,
The Midwestern intro.
let us discuss actually the Afghan intro, apparently.
Are they also kind of wordy?
They're wordy on the front side.
Oh, yeah.
So if you send a Midwesterner to a key leader engagement with an Afghan, they will talk for 4 hours prior and 4 hours after. As the Afghan does the Afghan hello, and the Midwesterner does the Midwestern goodbye. So we recommend sending Irishmen instead, who leave abruptly. All right, here we are, though. We have
All right, behind door number 1.
We have an orange owl.
So you figured out it's an owl. That's pretty good.
I think there's a... Now we can... You know what? What if, since we always save the E chart anyway, what if I use one of the... I'll have her be like normal size, and we'll use this one for enhancing. It's like
we're learning, chat.
Picture within picture here.
Bigify. Enhance.
There we go. All right. Yeah, so for the owl, we had... I think the big giveaway is you've got like the bright eyes, but really you've got like these big old goggles here, and you kind of have those mirrored in this plus minus infinity symbol over here, and then just up here is like it's not quite like an animal ear. It looks sort of like between the ears and the horns, it looks like an owl, horned owl, and then you get feather motif is continued in the trim of her sleeves here, and then the biggest giveaway is just this, owl shape right here on the side of her dress. But I think you could remove that. Like that's just a flourish. You get the owl from the uniform.
You even got feathery socks?
Yeah. I like the diamond lattice work there at the bottom of the dress as well.
It looks like something that would get snagged on branches. Maybe that's the outdoorsman in me just being like, this could get tangled.
Yeah, it's not as practical as Liffy. And then for the white,
one thing that stands out to me on the colors is the orange and the white. I think that's a really cool look. I don't see that very often.
Yeah, that's I'm not going to dig up the picture again. Remember the District 9 weapons we were looking at in the aesthetic stream?
Yeah.
I really like orange and white when it's pulled off well. It looks neat. And it gives a sort of like a corporate modern vibe.
That may be a clue.
Oh, the other thing I think that contributes to the owlness is like her eyes are like real round and real open. Everybody
Not
else,
like she just walked into a door or something.
Yeah, everybody else in this game typically looks tired. And she's just like this unblinking stare. Like, she will be getting back to you, but not by phone. And then her weapon looks like looks more like a magic staff than a practical scythe, just because like that the opening there is so small, unless this thing is like prehensile. Like you're not really, unless this is designed solely as like an executioner's weapon, like you're not really doing a
That'd be a
lot of
pretty nasty
damage
one.
with the inside there. Yeah, like where it's either designed to cleanly decapitate a prepared victim, or it is supposed to be like a magic staff instead.
Well, it's the latter. It's a magic staff. I think that's a fair tell.
Hmm. No, Silent Rays is saying it looks like a bird talon. Yeah, good catch.
I could see that too, like a curled,
Yeah.
the thingy. I think this is one of the designs where the animal motif stands out a little more strongly. I think this was much more common with characters that were in the game at launch or early on.
Hmm.
Um,
They like toned it down a little as they've gone on.
it's yes and no. They've gotten more guest artists, and so it starts to. You can't make, oh, here's Owl Girl number 1 and here's Owl Girl number 8. You know, once you get enough birds, you start having to like. You can't make everybody dress like a bird. You know.
Right.
So I think there's a little bit of that going on. It's I suppose that's a discussion for perhaps a later time. Maybe once we get further along with this, we may be able to do a thing where we like look at it as a timeline. You know, that could be a potential
the visual
idea for a future stream. Yeah, and see how it's changed because it has. So.
Oh, also, another weapon with a protractor or some kind of math tool attached to it.
Oh, you got to put that. Looks like a right angle, you know.
Yeah.
So she must be into carpentry.
She always hits you in the right spot.
Yeah. But I'm.
Oh. It's the cursor too much. I do sometimes worry that someday some executive at Bang is going to watch these streams and try and claim the fact that I'm using one of their cans as a cursor against us.
Well, these are the cans they phased out, so they wouldn't do that, would they?
Okay, so upside is, if they go after me, it proves this canon's canon. And they got to bring him back.
Hey!
Much like
Remember, Chad, it's still like 6 a.m. for him, so he's just getting started.
Louis now canonically exists in the 40k universe. That's all right. We've inverted the image. This is not Bang. This is a can of Nad, which sounds so much better.
I think it's Gnad, but you know. Oh, Gnab. There, that's a B, right? Wait, that's a D. You're right.
Yeah. Dang.
Rating's hard.
And their best flavor, Lacadar at Edge to Dax.
That's like a Star Wars name.
You're not wrong. I cannot wait for the action figure. All right. We have the so we've got some kind of an armband here with a infinity plus or minus symbol on it. Actually, it's a
that may
broken
mean something.
infinity symbol.
Possibly
And
significant.
Also, it looks like a little name tag or perhaps organizational name tag logo on the side of her jacket here. Also, I like the tracksuit stripe they've got on this. Really, man, the jacket design is. I like how the orange and the gray, as far as I can tell, are both part of the same uniform here. Like, you know, we saw like Bagpipe had like a bajillion layers of clothing on. I like how this is like a 2 material jacket and then over like a white sundress.
A little bit of a simpler getup.
And then it's got some kind of I'm blanking on the word.
Like a shawl kind of thing on her head, like almost like it's not quite a veil.
Yeah. Oh,
For reference, if you see her from the back angle, it's like a thing that's sitting on top of her head and covers her hair in the back. So
then you've got all the little like black tags coming off the sides here. which I think it looks like it's just the veil and the sleeves that have that. Yeah, none on the shoes. Get a closer look at these eyes.
Don't stare too deeply into them.
So beautiful. I can't help it.
It's too late for him, chat. He's gone. She almost doesn't even have pupils. I mean, I guess they're little white dots.
Pupils are, yeah, white pupils.
As far as I know, she is not blind. So if you're getting that hint, I don't think that has any. I don't think that's the case.
It's got a cool effect though. It's like like a.
You know how when owls look at like cameras or lights?
Yeah, you get the reflective eye effect.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going for.
I've seen that a few times, not from owls, but like from other animals with reflective eyes, like cats and stuff, like at night, and like when the light hits it right, it's not just cameras, like they'll look that way to people too. It's slightly unnerving looking in real life. So like, like in shows where like everyone's trapped in the jungle at night, and they'll just do like the montage of like all the glowing eyes in the jungle, like like that would, you could get that in real life and it would look really weird. Righty. Oh, personality. So this is interesting. So she doesn't look tired and grumpy. Let's go with.
Seems to be an unusual trait in this universe.
She doesn't look like friendly, happy-go-lucky either. In fact, it's sort of hard to gauge because she's staring at you so intensely. Let's see what we can figure out before we go.
What humor would you think she might fit in, just from a visual perspective? Do we have like a Pooh here, or maybe an Eeyore? What are we feeling?
Without seeing any other artwork ever, I'm feeling more choleric, just because she looks like she means business. Like, she looks like she's an owl on the hunt, locking in on her next target.
That is how they look at their food.
No.
I don't think she's a cannibal, so,
But I'm not an owl.
True.
Just had a really dumb thought. You know how people post up like fake owls to keep pest animals out of their fields?
Like scarecrows, kind of, yeah.
It's just a giant cardboard standee. This character. You can have like Mume in one field, her in another field.
Just stick them there, just slightly in the shadows, right?
Yeah, just get a bunch of cardboard anime girl cutouts, like weatherize them, and just post them around your field in place of scarecrows.
You should have like the eyes glow, put little LEDs in there.
And then just to mix things up, throw one of those like singing bass fish up on a stake somewhere as well.
That's the scariest thing of all.
Let's see. I don't know what other cues we can get, because it's kind of hard from this art, just because she's in like.
I would recommend.
I guess we
could
can
also bring up the second one.
The E2 art. I think we can eliminate melancholic. I'm not getting melancholic vibes. Let's go to the E2
interesting.
art. This is the part where I'm gonna immediately say I'm getting melancholic vibes, isn't it?
We'll see.
Okay, she looks serious in this art as well.
Our eternal enemy resizing an OBS strikes once again.
They've Actually, I updated the program right before the stream, and they have made some quality of life improvements to like the visual layout. Like some of the colors are brighter, and I feel like some of these buttons are chunkier. Or at least the sound bar got thicker, so it's like I don't know, it does look more pleasant there. But yeah, if I could resize this, if they gave me like the little cheat button from was it PowerPoint now that it has it? Anyway, OBS, if you're listening, the ability, if I could just like scale this by like clicking in a resize field and like just scrolling with my mouse button, that would be great. Or if I could make the overall OBS window smaller so it's easier for me to grab the corners of these big images.
So she has gotten a drip upgrade.
Ooh. Our level has increased. I like you still get the it's a more abstracted feather motif now, but the jacket
So
is
kind of like the
still
wings looks like they're
feathered.
sticking out.
Yeah. Oh, it looks really cool on the sleeves here. Oh, and now we get to see the straps that these little like extra straps were coming from. Oh, that's cool. So the eyeball in her staff opens up. That's neat.
Some kind of channeling implement.
Hmm. And then I like how they did the hair here as well. Like the hair almost looks more. It's like the clothes got more abstract, feathery wise, and then the hair got more like owl-like.
They kind of got her feathers sticking up now.
All right, and she looks very serious in this art as well. So I think we can eliminate uh, sanguine, even though it is hair related. Um, I don't know. Maybe she is melancholic now.
You could make an argument for both, I suppose. So what do you think she does?
Let's see here. Shoot, I feel like we've seen the this diamond pattern before. Am I crazy, or did like
Which diamond pattern?
right here along the
Oh, on
trim
the
of her
clothes.
jacket here? Yeah, like it looks similar to like oh what the vi I'm getting a vibe similar to like I think Cliff Hart's outfit and
They did.
Margaret.
You're right. They do have a lot of like diamonds on there. I'll tell you this: she has no connection to the Silver Ashes and their nonsense. So
Okay.
totally separate.
I was gonna say I know we
Things.
haven't seen the this infinity symbol before, so I don't think we've seen this organization before.
But chat does bring up a good point. This is the same artist
Hmm.
that did the Silver Ashes and Margaret.
Okay.
So you may be just picking up on
Artist keys.
just the artist doing artist stuff.
Oh, this one's also got the new not on the original artwork, but you've got the Mega Man Battle Network symbol here on this outfit.
She goes into cyberspace
Hmm. And the
and battles bugs.
triangles on the knees. Oh, and the diamond patterns repeat up. Oh, that's cool. So she doesn't have a tie, as far as I can tell, but she does have, serving the same visual purpose as a tie, she's got this triple diamond pattern up here, starting at her collar.
Kind of a really simple little black line,
Hmm.
but it brings some texture to like her. I don't know what you call it, a dress, a coat.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole yeah, all the decorative elements on this outfit are all very simple, but they work really well. I think I like the black and white even more than the white and orange. And the orange just becomes a
Just
visual
the
point
eyes
of
and the wristband,
interest
you know?
here. Yeah, on the armband.
What did I say? Wristband, armband. Yeah, that thing.
All right, so this art reminds me the most also of Praminix, but I'm not getting the same like priestess look. I think her role is more secular.
I think you'd be correct in that guess.
So her
Which is to
job.
say, you are correct. Sometimes it can be hard to pick up gameplay things, right?
There was a character class that like creates barriers, right? We had talked about with, was it Mudrock?
That can show up with several. It's not like a specific class. It's more of a character specific thing.
Okay.
Like Mudrock does it, Penance does that, right? And then
I think
some
this
other characters can make
character-
barriers on themselves, or other characters. It's kind of like, yeah.
I think this character does that too. It looks like for herself.
That's an interesting guess. I could see where you get that from.
But otherwise, I would say ranged attack.
So you think she's offensive rather than defensive?
Yeah, if she can make the barrier, it's just for herself because she's summoning a bunch of owl minions here. So she's either going to send those out as a ranged attack to strike things and or inflict freeze on them.
What do you think, chat? What would you guys guess?
Is there a scouting mechanic where you can like extend your visual range so you have a better idea of like which Tetris piece is going to attack you next?
Not really. There was one series of maps that had Fog of War, but those were like one specific event, so it's not like a core concept of the game, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be a good use of the owls. But if you're not using them for scouts, that I'm gonna guess it's a ranged attack because she doesn't look like a melee character.
You'd be correct in that. She is not a melee character. Interesting. Okay.
And then like in lore
some kind of lightning mage, people are thinking. Okay.
In lore job, thinking because like especially with the E2 art, it's sort of got some like laboratory vibes the way Dorothy did, but not quite to the same extent. But like she does have the goggles.
Do you this might be a bit of an interesting thing. If you would go ahead and let me actually check something real quick. Well, no, that wouldn't be a clue, so never mind.
Would she be a clue?
I mean, you can go ahead and bring those up. I was like, I had to go and look at another character, be like, did I imagine this? Was this actually a thing? It's like, I think I imagined it. But this one might be a little bit of a clue. And there's a second one as well.
It's the third one.
The third one, actually, we do have one more outfit, which I suppose we could take a look at.
Aww. Oh wait, okay.
As a fun trivia fact, actually, she did change classes between beta and release.
Okay. She's now.
So that was just an interesting little bit of lore.
I like how they recreated the logo on her bag here, and then she's got like a little owl motif on her cap. You know what? I think I am changing my guess to phlegmatic, based off the chibis.
It's funny. I don't actually know much. I'm not entirely sure myself.
Taking a nap with the bread, and then she has a chibi that's just her lying, staring into the void, thinking about her life.
See how owls sleep with their eyes open?
Wait, is this chibi supposed to be vertical then, or?
Oh nope, that's her lying down.
Why is that all the way up there?
Just OBS problems, the usual. That does look pretty goofy.
It
looks like she's hung on a coat hanger by her jacket.
Perched on a tree there. Yeah, we just hang her up on the wall so she can get a good nap. Okay, so do we not know a whole lot about her in lore then to gauge her personality off of?
Do like I said, I'm trying to hit the sweet spot between plot dump and So I guess because I don't like take away your fun of guessing, but also we need to hit our 1 hour per character.
Yeah, hey, we're doing speed well. Limit.
We're 20 minutes ahead. Well. So
all right, let's.
Yeah, the lore one's a bit interesting. I will give you this hint, I suppose. Well, actually, try to see if you can. Where do you think she's from? Let's do that one real quick.
I completely forget where Irene is from. Was it Spain?
Irene was Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are both birds.
They're both birds, so we can go Spain for lack of any other good guess.
Interesting. Well, I was about to give you a hint.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take the hint.
Well, the hint is she works with Dorothy.
Okay.
She's a colleague.
American, or working for the Americans.
Yes. Or Columbia, as they call it. She's kind of like part. Well, she has several roles. One of them was like part secretary, part data specialist. It's
Okay, so the lab coat,
wristband is
lab coat thing is not that far off then.
That was definitely like pretty much that edge. That's supposed to be sort of a lab coat. That armband is actually the logo for a particular organization. So I was like going back and looking. I'm like, does Dorothy have that on her outfit? She does not, actually. So
I really like the logo. It's like the infinity plus any number is still infinity, and infinity minus any number is still infinity.
So yeah, they're a big science research laboratory.
Oh wait, her E2 art, they took away the goggles. How is she supposed to do science without goggles?
I think one's the battle outfit. So your guess on the gameplay was sort of there, but this is not an offensive character.
Do the owls go and give buffs to your guys?
She is, in fact, a healer, a medic.
I didn't get that from the first art. Now that you say that, I can see that in the E2 art. She's got the white mage look going on.
Yeah. What was mentioned earlier, her class did get changed in beta. I don't actually know off the top of my head, if we know what the abilities were. So it's possible they changed her gameplay stuff after the art was made, which I think is probably what happened. Because pretty much any character that was at launch was drawn in 2018 or maybe even 17 and earlier. So plenty of time for the software to diverge, right?
Oh, you're right, chat. It is just the Arduino logo.
Good old Rhine Labs. If you want to imagine sort of an amalgamation between IBM, Intel, and Lockheed, that's Rhine Labs.
All right, so
they kind of do everything.
Antitrust was asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if it exists actually.
It's like the big Haidetsu that formed post World War II in Japan when they were like, we want to restart the economy, so let's just take all the rules off for a little bit, see what happens. So there's like
So,
five
did you ever play?
major companies in Japan that basically own
Yeah,
like
like
90% of the GDP.
Mitsubishi and like some other stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Portal?
I have completed like 90% of Portal, and then but I never actually finished it. I remember exactly where I stopped playing. 'Cause so there's like that puzzle near the end where you basically have to go up the stairs, so to speak, and you just have to constantly keep like dropping through one, falling up, shooting the portal gun at the
Oh, to
next
speed
stair
up and then
tile.
you fire yourself over.
Yeah, you just have to basically like do that like all the way to the top of to like a high level.
Did you get stumped?
No,
Well,
I think I completed it or got almost to the top and then messed up the save where I ended up like reloading myself at the bottom.
uh-oh. Did you
And
get mad?
I was just like, all right, that's enough for tonight. And then I never got back to it.
Well, you remember Aperture Science, don't you?
Yeah,
So, Ryan Labs think like Aperture Science, but less funny, but the same disregard for ethics.
gotcha. Uh,
And they actually have a very
Upstanding
similar motif. They like their like white and
orange.
like plastic and shit. So
Mhm.
they're a fun group. They're quite fun. Well, fun.
And I'm thinking of like, since you mentioned IBM, I'm thinking of like if you had something that still had like an 80s computer aesthetic.
They kind of go for a '60s aesthetic.
Hmm.
It's a weird one. They definitely put a lot of thought into it, but you'll see more of that in one of the events. Actually, there's really two events so far with Ryan Labs.
Hmm.
They've both been quite good. So look forward to that someday.
Oh, you know what else should have been
Um,
a clue that she's a healer? The veil.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
veils
that
don't
should.
usually signify hurdy, you know.
Yeah, right. Well, we have 2 minutes for me to guess the name, and we'll be on track.
Oh, I hope you guys have been thinking of your name guesses, of
All right,
course,
here.
for
Let
fake
me.
code names.
Let's do.
Bring up the set. If you would click once right on the E2 art, bring up the next one,
Oh,
just for fun.
we got more art over.
We do have one extra outfit for this fine
Aw,
science lady.
definitely melancholy.
So notice such details as the fresh baguettes,
Hmm,
the little robot carrying her stuff, and the feathers sticking out of her shoes.
that's cute. Oh, and I like how they changed the color of her staff here to make it look like a horned moon contained within the
Yeah.
staff.
So moon, owls, you know,
Really
it
cool.
fits.
Yeah, that's yeah, okay. I also like the decorative like slashing in the jacket where they put in the diamond pattern instead of the purple.
She got like a stopwatch necklace.
Yeah, I like all the little pins and stuff she's got on her sleeve too. Still got the plastic on the outside of the bag.
It's like there's some books inside of there too, huh?
Mm.
Yeah, I think this is her only alternate outfit.
Looks like she's got a book attached to her staff as well, like right here.
Yeah, that could be some kind of like communications device too.
Yeah, this thing's got a bunch of antennae coming off there, some kind of thing that looks like an AI generated carpentry tool here. Feathers. a no owl sign right here. Do not feed the owl. Oh, hang on. She's got a little Rhodes Island tag as well.
Interesting.
What could it mean?
She's not the first character to have that.
She's even got the monogrammed socks.
She's even got the plot bracelet.
Sidewalk closed, use other side. Blatantly disregarding the rules here.
She goes where she wants. Yeah, she had her Ryan Labs brand stockings. I told you they do everything, right? They probably make like socks and underwear too. Why not?
I think one of the other characters had like a duffel bag similar to this as well. Black and orange.
So Ryan loves their robots. So we got this little fella. Dorothy's got those little crawly fellas. So this is probably one of my favorite skins. Really, it's very simple, but it just looks nice.
It's kind of fun to see her in the like the casual outfit instead of the laboratory outfit.
The gap, as it were.
She doesn't look tired in this art, but she does look kind of sad.
How about we do the name guessing?
Right, I've got.
I think you've got enough to go on.
Yeah, I've got chat covered up. So.
Okay, wonderful. So chat, go ahead and here, go ahead and do it like something like that. Just that way they stick out a wee bit more for me to grab. Let's see. Remember, we're trying to trick him. So he's starting to get wise to using like other characters' code names, or like if he doesn't know, even if he doesn't know them yet, right? Or like sometimes it's like a first name, last name kind of thing. He's figured that out a couple times. So be clever. Be clever. Let's get a list going here. Okay. Oh, that's really funny. There's a couple of these where me and chat both guessed that. So that's fine. That's fine. We both get credit.
All right.
Okay. Gosh. Wow. Okay.
Strategy to fool me.
They are. All right. Let's do this here. Oh gosh, they keep coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get like 10. I think we can do like 10. Hang on. Let me make sure I didn't miss any good ones here.
Let's see, is Martel lurking in chat?
I don't know if he's here today. Tab. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. I think that's good enough. So let me go ahead and sling you these guesses. Let's just do the. Okay. Did I get that right? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything.
Squirrel is typing.
I had to make sure I spelled everything right? These are big words.
It's true. Some of these words, you get the vowel wrong, completely changes the meaning or the ending.
I think that's correct.
Okay.
You might have to move her off the coat hanger though.
Oh, yeah.
Or just like stick her somewhere else.
Here, it's gonna be a sticker.
She's in the way.
Let's go higher up. There we go. Boom.
Believe it or not, it is possible to have too much owl.
Now she's.
It's difficult,
she'll
but
stand,
possible.
She'll stand on the line of M dashes here. Or she could turn to a bat.
Now present on your ceiling.
Nope. That didn't. Rotate clockwise. Rotate clockwise. There we go.
Nice.
Hanging from the ceiling. Okay. We have Watcher, Athene, Monitor, Athena, Oracle, Enkephalin, Delphi, Flopsis, Microthene, Minerva, and Index. Alright. I haven't played.
Let the games begin.
I haven't played Lobotomy Corp, but I know this is from Lobotomy Corp. I don't think it's Enkephalin.
And the first is down.
Yeah,
let's see what it chooses.
Why do I feel like Monitor's been suggested before?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Let's see. Oracle and Delphi. Tlopsis. Can I get a definition for Tlopsis?
That's a family of owl species.
Okay.
There are several families of owl species on this list of names.
Microthene, Minerva, Index. She is certainly magical. I know Monitor's been a suggestion before, so that moved it high on my list. Watcher, Monitor, I think it's Monitor, so I'm going to eliminate the Monitor-like names. The fact that there's a Monitor-like name suggests it might be Monitor. Athena, Microthene. Minerva, Athena. I think if they were going to go for the straight up Greek goddess name, they might choose the slightly more obscure spelling.
Down to 5.
Yeah, I think it's Monitor.
Are you guys just final answer Monitor right now?
Yeah, final answer Monitor.
Okay. Let me double check the chat real quick.
See if my meta knowledge worked or not.
Wait a second. I just tried to control F chat. I don't think it works that way.
That suggests that I got it wrong, though.
Well, yeah. It is not Monitor. But good guess. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not the only one who suggested Monitor, but that I think I might have gotten another one.
It was you.
Is
it Tlopsis?
What would make you think that?
Because it's the really weird, obscure one.
Oh, wow. We'll give you partial points for that one. Yeah, this is actually Tlopsis. I was surprised you didn't go for Athene, because that is both sounds like Athena and is a type of owl. I thought you were gonna guess that one, to be totally honest.
Is there a character named Monitor then? Because I know Monitor has definitely been thrown out as a name for someone before.
I don't think. I want to make sure I don't get that wrong. I don't think there's anybody called Monitor.
Yeah.
So I know that's probably going to disqualify that from the future, but
I'm trying to remember
it's
who it
possible.
was suggested. I feel like it was one of the ones suggested for Penance, maybe.
Oh, I have to go look back at that. I don't have that written down still. But yeah, fun details. And Kefalin is the name of her skill too. So, and it's some kind of like what is it? Lipid. Lignad is a pentapeptide. It is a thing that is involved in regulating pain, apparently.
That explains
hence
why
being a medic, right?
they harvest it in a lobotomy corp.
But yeah, some other good ones. I thought Index was a really good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
If you knew more about the character but you didn't know their code name, you might have gone for Index. So that one might be a little too much of a lore guess. But yeah, okay. Well, there we go. We've got Tlopsis, aka Miss Joyce Moore. So we do actually know her name.
That is a name of all time.
Well, Moore, that's one of the guys that founded, I think, Intel. So I think there was like a Joyce that was a computer dude. I forget.
Gordon Moore.
But yeah, Gordon Moore is the guy who was part of Intel. So I think they were going with that. She does have a bit of an interesting
the Joyce
thing to do with computers.
The Joyce was a name for the Amstrad PCW in Europe.
I could believe it.
That cathode ray tube screen. No, not going to fall down.
Yeah, also, Chad brings up a good point. Moore's Law, same guy.
Is that the one to do with storage doubling every year?
It was just general, like...
number of transistors in an integrated circuit.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of stalled out. That's one of the problems with why computer performance hasn't increased as much, because you can only make them so small before they start to interrupt with each other, right? Or sort of interfere with each other. It's an issue with, like, right now they're at, like, I think 3 or 2 nanometers might be like the limit of what we're at. I'm not totally up to date on the latest and greatest in lithography, but yeah. There is a practical upper limit to how small, or maybe I should say lower limit, of how small you can make diodes. Now, memory storage, that has continued to become cheaper and larger, just in terms of like bigger hard drives. You've probably noticed you can buy like 4 terabytes now for what used to be 4 gigabytes like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
In terms of price.
I remember when I was able to buy like a 64 gigabyte flash drive. Like, it's getting up there.
And it's totally been countered by modern game developers.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother.
I hope you like your 1 terabyte install of the latest Call of Duty.
Trying to get him into Helldivers, and then he was like, we were looking at the specs because he's got a little slightly older computer, and then I was like, oh, and you need 100 gigabytes of storage space for this.
Oops.
Dang, they're making these games big.
That's 3D textures, man.
All right, well, there we go. We're at 1 hour. We've knocked out 1 character.
Nice. See, I always debate sometimes how much to tell you about the character once we've kind of done this little bit. Because it's also fun to figure out things for yourself eventually, isn't it? So there's a very strong reason why she has a bit of a computer theme going on.
Okay.
And that may have something to do with her expressions.
Well, here we go.
So, oh yeah, behind door number 2, I think we teased her like 3 episodes ago, and I redid the order and we forgot. So, yes, character number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm getting sanguine vibes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that's where her arm is. I was like, hang on, is she missing an arm? No.
She got like this coat that kind of hangs over.
All right.
So this was a much requested character.
So she's got some sheepy horns, but they're like low poly count, so that's interesting. She's got a youthful vibes here with the pigtails and the little tongue sticking out. Got something on her choker here. She's got some test tubes. Got a box of
Do you
cigarettes or
recognize the
something.
logo? Do you recognize the logo on that case thing? Like on the right side? The thing hanging off her back.
Wait, off her bag. Oh, yes. That looks familiar. It looks like there's ice crystals or something formed on the outside of that, suggesting whatever's in there is very cold, like, I don't know, liquid nitrogen or something. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay. I like her cool, like woven, like the cool woven jacket. You got the white and the orange going on again.
It's to me almost like paper.
She's almost got like her dress almost like turns into an apron here as it comes down to her OSHA approved, medically safe leg garments here. And her steel-toed, open-toed shoes. Along with
Fashion is, of course, the most
plot
important.
anklet.
Yep.
Is this thing some kind of like, I don't know. Because they're all animal characters, right?
Pretty much.
Does this thing like stop them from going like full like werewolf mode? Or they just like turn into some gigantic monster?
So are you just like throwing out guesses, or is there something that would indicate that?
I'm just wondering if that's why they all have this anklet.
Yeah, it's an interesting guess, but no, it doesn't have anything to do with that. So it's not like some kind of inhibitor, if that's what you're thinking. There's a reason I'm keeping that opaque for now.
Okay. Ooh, I like the glowing orange here on the that just I guess that's just like an asymmetric extension of her jacket. Ooh, and then she like sort of has a tail that's also made of the same like blocky material. Oh yeah, don't tell me about the band. And she's got almond bird fur. I like how it looks sort of like an old school musket. Oh, okay. So then probably not liquid nitrogen then. Probably napalm or something. That, yep, goes into the tanks. Oh no, okay, that is yeah. This looks like it's wrapped. I can't tell if this is wrapped over the tanks and is hanging off of there, or if it's just hanging off her jacket and the tanks are between her body and the back of the jacket.
A little hard to tell.
All right, so she works for the same place as, or for Rhine Labs, same organization as Tlopsis.
They are affiliated. I'll put it that way.
Animal is difficult to guess because, like,
that's it's not just being. That's actually, I'll tell you this. That is actually a bit of an interesting lore detail. There might be something weird going on with this chick.
Is she like artificially been turned into an animal person? Is that the experiment?
Well, everybody
here?
is. Everybody already is. That's just how this world works.
Okay.
But there might be something interesting happening.
Hmm.
I'll tell you this: you're not totally off base there with that
Okay,
guess.
she's been experimented on.
What did I tell you about Rhyme Labs?
Hmm. So she used to be like, well, the tail doesn't look like a goat tail though, but she used to be some
That's
kind of like goat or sheepy girl, and now they've been trying to, I don't know, integrate the elemental power with the animal mode or something. So that's why it's turning more artificial looking.
you're on the right track. That's all I'll say.
Okay,
But yeah, you're definitely on the right track.
she can make fire with her hands as well. So really, this is just like augmenting her and giving her more fuel and more range.
So, yep, that's just a big ass flamethrower.
Hmm. Which, based off the abstraction of the game, I'm guessing a flamethrower counts as like a melee weapon, just like an AoE melee weapon.
It's definitely AoE, but no, she falls in a class that uses ranged tiles, so
Okay.
technically not melee.
Does she hit like every tile between her and the target?
Yes, very much so. Infamously so, I would almost add.
Hmm.
There's a certain type of tile on maps. If they look a certain way, they get named after this character.
Are there
So
flammable?
she's that iconic.
Are there flammable or explosive tiles like in Into the Breach?
Yes, but that doesn't interact with them that way.
Okay.
So
But you see a map that's built a certain way, and you're like, I'm taking her.
yes. In fact, it's gotten to the point where I think at a certain they started to be the devs were like,
We got to
they
start.
might have
She's
overtuned her.
warping how we
She's
build maps now.
she's defining how maps work, and yeah, certain characters are just going to do that, but just because of her particular attributes.
She's also got the same sort of like thigh band placement as was it Cliffy?
She did have that thigh band going on, but
I think this one's
yeah,
just decorative though, whereas Cliffy seemed to be covering something up.
this one is just decorative.
Also, I like putting on the aesthetics hat for a minute. I like how you've got like an isosceles triangle here with her legs up to her head, and then you have like a wider triangle shape being formed by her jacket. It gives her
Two
just a very
triangles
like
in a sphere.
a very like stable like uh can you call a triangle perky?
You can call him acute.
Uh you're learning. It
My powers have doubled since last we met.
the
I gotta say that.
but
I
it
gotta say with some more Anakin. My powers have doubled since last week. Ah, that's not good.
double the triangles, twice the angles.
uh, Math is a speciality. I'm sorry. Anyways,
Standardized testing of speciality.
do
Remember
it.
Anakin, just when in doubt, Charlie out. But
Oh
yeah,
boy.
the posing contributes to the personality, I think. Like she's got this very like uh playful like go get 'em sort of expression on her face, and then the fact that she's
That's
just got this very like upright like stance
They're definitely
works with
on the
that.
right track there, personality wise. So it's interesting to see if that comes through very strongly. Fun fact: if her right arm was down and straight, she'd be in an A pose, establishing dominance.
Uh, please tell me her chibi is T posing.
I It does not, unfortunately. I only have one chibi of her.
It's got Dorothy cowering, and she's just T posing over Dorothy.
They have an interesting relationship. Let's put it that way. I won't say anything more.
Uh,
Um, but with this girl here, unfortunately, none of her stuff has her chibi is one of the older ones, and I think it shows. But we'll get to that in a bit. You can go ahead and bring up the second art if you're interested. because it doesn't really spoil anything. It's just more of the same.
Yeah. Oh, is she the same group as Mudrock, or same species as Mudrock?
It's complicated.
Are they trying to artificially recreate Mudrock species?
Chat, he's too good. That's because we talked about Mudrock, though. There's something interesting going on. Let's put it that way.
Hmm. Technically correct.
Technically correct, but it's like I said, we're not here for lore dumps. But yes,
Getting wise to their game.
see, that's one where it's you wouldn't have guessed that if we hadn't looked at some other
if we
characters
hadn't
in
seen
the past.
Mudrock, but I was like, if she's not like a sheepy or a goat, then, and she's not a dragon, then she must be the other orange creature.
The devils, yes.
Yeah, the E2 art here does kind of give that away. So it's like a sumo goat.
So she definitely has a fiery personality, wouldn't you say?
Hmm. Oh, she has the Gura killer smile.
And that one's past me. I don't know that joke.
Every time like a vaguely cowgirl like VTuber debuts, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the one that's gonna take Cowgirl's title."
Oh, okay. Do they all have this face? Is that a trend?
They don't all have this face, but like this is a very like Cowgirl
It's
kind
very
of
smug.
expression, minus the pointy shark's teeth.
I do have to say, her face is looking very punchable right now. I don't know if that's just me, but
She does look very smooth.
it's like smug anime girl .jpg.
Oh, yeah, is that? I wanted to see.
She has
that.
poor trigger discipline. I should note that.
I mean, it's a firearm, not a firearm, you know. Actually, depending on what's going on inside this thumb loop there, this could be the safety. Like it could be a two-stage system, like depress lever, pull trigger.
I don't think we've ever seen it in that much detail.
It
So
could be. I mean, she doesn't really need a pilot light because she can make fire, but it could be like pull the lever down, disengages the safety, and starts the flame at the tip, and then there's a second trigger you pull to release the napalm. But or she just has poor trigger discipline and is also about to crush her other.
I'm going to go
fingers.
with poor trigger discipline, just based off of personality. But you know,
I like the slit pupils in this one too.
they almost look like snake eyes, don't they?
I really like this, like the woven together look of her jacket here.
Kind of patchwork.
Well, not it like it looks deliberate versus like it was repaired that way, but yeah, I guess it does look kind of like a patchwork quilt. I was thinking more like a woven basket.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Wait a minute, is that? Hang on. Is that a feather attached to her choker, or does she just have like a gaping hole in her neck?
Enhance computer.
Oh, that's hard to tell. She might.
So if you go ahead and look at, bring up the second artwork for Tlopsis, or I guess the one with the bread. Is it the one with the bread? I think it's the one with the bread. Hang on, let me make sure I'm correct.
No, she's got her neck completely covered there.
So zoom in on the bag if you would, like the one she's holding on her arm.
Oh, okay. It's a feather.
Lore feathers. So that's all I'll say on that. But like I said, they do have some association. So again, really cool little details that you wouldn't really think anything of until you knew more about the character's story. She's also got it on the flamethrower, as you can see, a little bit bigger one.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
So now we have lore bracelets, lore feathers. There's probably other stuff. Like those beads that Cliff Art and her siblings have. They all have the beads, right?
All right, so we've hit animal type, personality, gameplay, country. We are up to codename already.
This one's a little quicker, I guess. So, I hope you've been thinking, chat, because I totally forgot. I've got a couple.
Also, have we analyzed this enough for chat's liking, since this was a highly requested character?
Yeah, we don't want to rush through.
Yeah, we still got.
But some designs, I guess, there's like
we got 44.
Some are just more straightforward than others, right?
I feel like the cheerful characters are a little bit easier to peg personality-wise, because there's many ways to be sad, but also it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. I like to give my face a workout, so.
Me too. Some of these ones are good. No, it's not Sparky Boom Girl. I'm good guess. Wrong series.
I was completely gonna go for that.
It's also not Giovanna, just in case you're curious.
Hang on, I'm gonna like play through the entire game and be like, there was no character named Giovanna. You've been messing with me this whole time.
You've been gaslit. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's good. Well, let me see. It's a soothing. Okay, we're getting. Yeah, don't you don't have to post it once. I got them all.
All right, so Ryan
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The demon creatures, probably based.
Let me give you
dug up in the American Midwest.
Interesting guesses. That's all I'll say. I think. Okay, there is your list. You might notice a theme.
Goblo, Jinn, Hellfire, Ember, Ifrit, Bahamut, Nibley, Pyre, Firestorm, and Kindling. Ooh, these are all fun.
So you guess for just a few minutes. I'm going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom, so BRB.
Goblo, Jinn, Hellfire, Ember, Ifrit, Bahamut, Nibley, Pyre, Firestorm. Ooh. Let's see. You want to look at the artwork. Because Jinn are specifically smokeless fire, whereas Efreets have smoke. This E2 creature. It's like, well, he's gray, but it doesn't really like billow like smoke does, so it may just be dark fire. Don't think it's Diablo. Well, yeah, no, I don't think it's Diablo. Hellfire, Ember, Pyre, Firestorm.
Okay, did I miss anything?
I eliminated Diablo and was mulling over the fact that Jinns are smokeless fire, whereas if Ifrits can have smoke, and trying to decide if the gray here is supposed to be smoke or just the artist didn't want to make it a completely orange picture. Because he doesn't billow like smoke does. Right now, I'm favoring Ibley because it's one of the more obscure ones, unless you watched old school Battlestar Galactica.
It's yet another type of devil, that's for sure.
don't think it's Bahamut.
Or Sonic 06.
Ember seems like too weak a name for this character. Firestorm. Kindling also feels like too weak a name. In the Hellfire, frequently Firestorm. They just straight up named her Jin.
And we're down to 5.
Same with Ifrit and Bahamut. Like, I know they're named after real mythological characters, so like Squeenix can't claim copyright, but I also don't know if they would pick the same name as such iconic characters. Firestorm.
Down to 3.
Pyre has really good like punchiness as a name.
It's got a bit of a youthful flair to it, doesn't it?
Hang on, are you trying to steer me away from the correct answer?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me.
That suggests you suggested it.
I should have just shut up.
Firestorm. I think we're gonna go Ibli. Final answer.
Final answering Ibli, huh?
Yeah.
I always thought it was pronounced Iblis, but well, incorrect. You've been bamboozled once again.
Who got
But
me?
you were very close. You were very close. You were got by our good absentee friend Martel.
He would know.
And somebody else mentioned it in chat, but not as a suggestion. I think they saw the name when it was on the list afterwards. But yeah, there was a couple of really good ones in here.
All right. Well, I was close. Was it Pyre?
It was Ifrit. This is Ifrit. Or Ifrit. Is it Ifrit or Ifrit? I think it's Ifrit. How do you pronounce that?
Well, so when I see it spelled as Efreet, I always say Efreet. But when I see it spelled with I's, I say Ifrit. I wonder what the actual... Because I'm assuming it's the same word, just transliterated 2 different ways. Ifrit, also spelled Efreet, Afrit, and Efreet.
See, I really liked Kindling. I thought it was a good one, too.
Well, here we go, play audio.
Ifrit.
What?
Ifrit. Huh?
Okay, it's actually pronounced Ifrit.
Ifrit? Really?
Yeah. In Arabic. Actually, wait, do I have... Oh, no, here, let me turn desktop audio on. Let me hear. They should still be able to hear you via desktop audio. You say something.
Potato.
So here we go. Now we can hear the guy on Wikipedia read it aloud.
Ifrit.
Did that come through? Or I guess
nope.
you would. I guess you would be able to hear it.
I wouldn't hear it. Right, I'm on Discord. Well, have fun, chat.
To chat hear it.
Ifrit.
Keep mashing the button.
Okay, so it's neither, which is really unsatisfying to me. Ifrit.
So she was an interesting one. There's a whole manga that details shenanigans involving this girl and some other characters. And it does go into some of the details of what exactly is going on with her in terms of this weird hybrid species thing, right? So that is definitely worth a read. For any of you who haven't read it, check that out. But yeah, she is actually not a sheep. So that's interesting. I totally see it. But you see how like that smoky thing in the background has the same horns?
Yeah, that was why I changed my guess.
Yeah. So I think she's supposed to be like a snake or like reptile-y. It's kind of like what she was, and then she kind of got, zip zapped and scienced.
To an Efreet.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would
Yeah.
that would go well with the like woven motif of her jacket. She was something scaly.
Yeah, and fun little bit of an extra detail as well. This creature in the background is a Diablo. So, not a bad guess. Was. Very fair. But yeah, her gameplay is kind of a fun one because she has extremely long attack range, but it's in a single line, so she's like the long Tetris piece.
Mm.
And it's just true AoE, so anything that's in that range gets hit, so she can hit infinity targets effectively.
Okay, so if they don't put some kind of like raised tile or obstacle in the way, it's just like...
Well, it goes through everything. If she can fire, she's firing.
Okay.
So they've really liked to avoid putting single long lanes that she can just lock the entire thing down. But if you're clever, you can still find those on other maps.
Okay, so those are Efreet tiles.
Those are Efreet tiles, yeah, or Efreet tiles. Famously known. So one of the launch characters is still very, very strong even to this day. You just gotta it really rewards good positioning.
Hmm.
And it can vary by map, right? Some maps it's just hard to use certain characters on. I think she's a little more flexible than most people think.
Oh, and she's got a passive that debuffs everything in her range.
Yep.
Hmm.
And it's weird, like, without going into the weeds, reducing magic resistance on enemies is like an extremely, extremely powerful like debuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah, they still haven't yet added anything that's quite on that same scale. So, and like I said, stacking buffs and debuffs is very strong as well. So, there you go.
We need one tile.
But yeah, so actually, let's hold. Don't show the next character yet.
Okay, this is the mystery.
Definitely
character.
wait. This is the mystery. We're gonna get to the mystery man. I guess I don't want to rush. I don't know if you have anything else to say about Missy for first.
Chibis.
Oh yeah, she just has the one. So that's just kind of the default pose. Honestly, her chibi is one of the older ones, and I think it shows. Like I said earlier.
I like they still get a lot of the detail in there, like the fact that she's got nail polish on. That's reflected on the chibi. So like they still put the effort of like the details in there.
Yeah, I didn't put the KFC skin in. I know. There's an official KFC skin that apparently is very popular in China.
Mm.
So,
also
it's just her in a KFC
now
uniform.
That the name guess is over, I did notice she had text written on her, but I wasn't going to bring it up. So, yeah, Alex. I think that's what that says.
Oh, that's kind of hard to tell.
I think it says Alex or like Nex or something. The Rorschach brand.
As far as we know, we don't know her actual name.
Okay. Well, she's got something written on the flask that she keeps up here.
Probably do not drink.
Different.
Could be scribbles. She's functionally illiterate, actually. That's another fun detail.
We didn't teach her how to read.
So she is learning how to read good and do other things good too.
The different center for kids that want to play with matches and do other stuff good too.
Yeah, she did get a drip upgrade in one of the later stories, but maybe some other time. Okay, so this next one, before we get there, I have a little preamble.
Right.
So this is a
you got
upcoming
30 minutes
character.
and we'll still be on time.
we're definitely ahead, right? So this next character is a interesting fellow. Recently announced upcoming
Here,
character.
I'll pull up while you're teasing them. I'll pull up the Lone Trail skin for Ifrit.
Oh, sure, okay. I think if you're watching this stream, you probably already know who this is, right? I think most people, it's like, you know, with a lot of things. I personally stay away from story spoilers. I don't really want to know what's going on in the events. But you kind of can't avoid knowing what characters are coming up, right? It's just the way it works. Unless you're totally radio silent on the internet. Or unplugged, disconnect, you know what I mean. Mixing metaphors. But yes. So, like with many things, I'm sure there's some evolving story, so there's things that I'm not going to know. This is a character we have seen before. And, funnily enough, in Lone Trail, actually. So, there's some stuff going on. We'll get to it.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's gonna be our guy. Oh, there's a
That's
drip upgrade.
A drip upgrade.
She's got a plant. I don't know why she's holding the plant. I'll be honest, I don't remember.
She's trying to turn over a new leaf.
Hey, maybe she just picked up bonsai pruning or something.
Like other characters get like the little like morality pet character they adopt. She gets a little plant.
It's challenge. Don't burn it down. It's the plant manga spoilers. I'm trying to remember. I read that like a year ago. I don't remember
Actually,
every detail.
Why do I think of this as a drip upgrade? Because it's like this is more like traditional streetwear compared to like her more unique looking jacket here. But
well, now she's out of the lab wear, right?
I think I like it better.
I mean, it's clearly got a little bit less detail. This is just a sprite for story. So, which is funny because they've started doing that. They didn't used to do that too much, and now they have like characters with like different outfits and story stuff.
I guess her legs are a little more interesting looking. Like there's a little bit more going on here. They're basically like, these are my legs. They keep me from just being a torso sitting on the ground.
Black Knight from Monty Python.
Or maybe it's because this one is like you do have like the double triangle action going on, so this is a very stable looking design. This one, the silhouette's broken up a bit more by the posing.
So if I were to tell you that in the second one she's a couple years older, would that be believable?
Absolutely. She's ditched the pigtails.
Yep. Sign of maturity. Remember, when you grow up, the pigtails naturally vanish.
Just absorbed back into your skull so that you can produce more hair for growing it longer. All right.
Okay, do we do the drum roll?
This character is someone we've seen before. Oh wait, let me go back and see if I can guess who it is based off of the picture you sent.
It's not a character we've looked at. I was saying more in the general sense of chat. We've seen it before.
Chat knows who this is.
Chat knows who this is. This next guy. You have not seen him, which is why I gave you the silhouette for the thumbnail. So let's get the clean Ifrit off of here. Let's get a fresh open space here.
Okay.
I have a suspicion that you're really gonna like this one, but we'll see. So bring up only the first art. Only bring up the first art.
I do really like this one.
So this was honestly a bit of a surprise to me. Like not a total surprise, but a little bit like a huh.
All right.
This is one of the more interesting characters that this game has ever had, I gotta say.
Also, because like American.
He is American, or he lives in America, I guess you could say.
I like the little robot. Got the robot donut, the robot cowboy. Robot baby?
A hot dog. You see that? It's like in a hot dog bun.
Oh yeah,
Like the cowboy's a hamburger. So
so very American. I still managed to find a way to put the plastic in there.
you can't go wrong with plastic.
Like I want this leather duster, but also I want something that says Arknights, so plastic sleeve there. As well as a cord, some emergency 550 cord on my leg, just in case I really need a couple extra feet of string. And if
Don't
I
forget,
zoom
chat.
in,
Keep thinking of your good fake code names as we're looking at this,
if I zoom
but don't
in,
post them yet.
I think I'm gonna see all these characters represented on his takeout bag. I see a donut, a hamburger, and a hot dog.
It's like a bird on roller skates. Taste something, it says. He's even got the receipt stapled to the bag.
It's
That's hilarious.
there. I like the little mustache pin, or like that they're using as well. And then wait, hang on, what the? He has a normal tie. And then, oh, is that just the backside of his tie? But instead of like tucking it behind his tie has become flipped around, and so the extra was just tucked up in there.
That might be what they're going for.
All right, so he either put his
Ties
tie.
are confusing.
Yeah, ties are hard. He tied the tie on, but his programming has, as a tying robot, has it supposed to be a tie on somebody else, so he does it backwards when he tries to tie his own tie.
Maybe that's it. He put the wrong input.
I like the suspenders here.
This is one of those pieces that's almost shockingly realistic looking.
Man, I want this outfit.
Like I would wear this.
Oh,
I would absolutely wear this.
He also messed up on his other suspender here.
It's detached. Ah, yeah.
All right, so from here we're gonna just pull Karoris in and completely segue into a droid chat. I like the little.
I think he would like this character too. Yeah.
The little smiley face and the smoke here.
Yep, there's a little fella in there, isn't there? He's got a robot mustache. I think that's cool.
Yeah, let's really zoom in on the face here. Or wait, hang on. What am I talking about?
So I get like Iron Giant vibes from this guy.
The face reminds me of how they did Ultron in the films.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I didn't see whatever that was. There we go.
Okay, good. Don't look at the next one. We're not gonna get there yet.
Remember, we had 2 slideshows, so we could do this. Now, zooming in on the face.
Bigify.
Here we go. Yeah, I like how it's a slightly darker color of metal as well, so it pops out a little. All right, so let's take a look at this guy's face. So they're going for like not quite a metal skull, but they're still trying to get the shape of like the cheekbones there. So like, yeah, this does remind me of like the Ultron face from the films and like the way they do the Iron Man mask, where they kind of like smooth out the front details, but then you still have like the cheekbones in there. And I like how they do his chin here as well. Like it's a slightly different color as well. So like his chin is extra reinforced there, so he can take a punch.
He's got like the Giga Chad chin. This guy's been mewing. You know what I mean? This
is it Pokemon related?
Chat, does anyone want to explain that? That's Zoomer Sling.
Do I want to know what it is?
You probably don't want to know what that is.
That's a Cuphead face thing. Oh, it does look sort of like a Cuphead thing.
Let's not.
Oh, yeah, Maria from Metropolis. Yeah, here, let's get the OG Robo Waifu up here. Also, I think the original cut of Metropolis is free to view online now, so I highly recommend it to anyone who has not seen it.
It's okay, Chad. You don't have to know. Zoomer brain rot can stay in its lane.
Here we go. There's his femme fatale.
Oh yeah, there's his wife.
I don't know. I'm honestly not seeing a ton of Metropolis influence here. Like the eyes, the mouth, like very, very different.
So there's one thing that this guy reminds me of. I don't know if you ever played Fallout 4.
I'm not.
There's a this seems like a very obvious reference to a Fallout 4 character, who was also a robot man, but you know.
That's not bringing anything up. But I like the robot gumshoe look. I also like the cursor. I like these additions on the side of the cheeks.
They're like jaw actuators.
Yeah, and it adds some good like bulk to his face, because without those, then he'd have like a pretty like more slender looking face. So I like how that kind of like fills out his face there. Makes his head look a little bigger. Now, has this character had the mustache before, or is this something he's magnetized to his face to go with his gumshoe outfit?
I think he's always had the mustache.
Okay. Or is it just like a smooth head on top underneath the hat?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I don't think we've actually seen the top of his head without the hat.
So is he? Yeah, I guess how much has he changed from his original look?
This is just like a higher detail version of the NPC art.
Okay, so he's always been like a robot detective.
Same outfit, same all that, just goodified, shall we say, enhanced.
Okay. So he's always been a detective character with a family of robot children.
I think he figured out what he does.
I feel like he probably gets along with Mlinar.
I would expect they would, if I had to guess. I don't think they've ever met, though.
Does he have a good voice actor?
We don't. I mean, I think the Japanese voiceover's out. I haven't listened to it yet, so I couldn't tell you.
Also, I think, is this the first robot we've seen?
This is perhaps the first robot.
I guess I should ask, is he a robot, or is there a human brain in there, or is he completely artificial?
Let's save that question for later.
Okay.
It's an interesting question. I'll put it that way.
Ours is saying the main reference is a fairy tale. Oh, is this character related
Don't
to?
say too much.
Is this character related to Dorothy?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, so we've hit, well, for lack of a better word, animal type. Or I guess was he an animal person before he was turned into a robot?
Indications would be that he was not always a robot. But again,
So was
not
he
too much detail.
Was he a dog man before he turned into a robot?
Well, not a dog man.
Okay. A bit of a
I'm being a little
stretch,
coy, but you're kind of on it. Like I said, I'm balancing between.
just
I don't want
like
to tell you
he's
too
not
much.
he's not a Sherlock Holmes guy because he's not British and he doesn't have a deer stalker, but Hound of the Baskervilles, famous detective story.
Yeah, I
Or
can
if
see
you're
that a little
if you're
bit.
leaning more Wizard of Oz than like a Lion Man or a Crow Man.
This is like I said, this is a rather lore complex character as well. So,
All right. Well, let's see. Personality wise, well, let's see if he's an archetypal more detective type, then we're somewhere in like the melancholic, if you will. But he's a robot family man, so I'm gonna go with more more choleric than melancholic, but I'm sure he's got the whole like grumpy noir detective thing going on.
very much so. So the humors are definitely on point with this one. Thank you, science.
But I mean, he can't be too sad because like, I don't know, he's smoking a pipe. He's got his robot kids. Got a bag full of delicious food. I don't know. He looks pretty happy in this art. I like how they did the eyes, so you can still get like eyebrows, or not eyebrows. You can still get eyelids into his expressions, and you can still get like the shape of his mouth into the expressions. So it's good. Good. There we go. Good design decision for a mechanical character. If you want the audience to be able to like empathize with him, you got to make sure you've got some features either in this case they're going with like the way they design the face, it actuates in ways that lets them put expression on it. I'm a firm believer that you can have an immobile mask and still emote, but then you have to do it with body language, which makes it less appropriate for a static medium where you're mostly looking at art of the character. So in this case, designing the face to be able to express emotions was a good call. Whereas if this guy were in a TV show where you could rely on the actor's body language, you could get away with a completely static face and still communicate personality and emotion. Oh, I don't
You
think
notice
you've heard anything that I've said, and I haven't heard anything you've
I
said. So
did
only
hear about the last
chat
30 seconds because
only
I
chat
unmuted
has
the
heard
stream
what
so I
we've
could hear
both
you
said.
talk. That's funny. Yeah, I that cut out about a minute ago.
Okay, what was the
So
last thing?
don't worry. I heard you're talking about how he's like emoting without having like a face, stuff like that. So I did hear most of that.
Okay, did I miss anything important from you?
No,
Chad, is he telling me the truth?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember.
Grumpy when at work, but goofy in his free time. Okay, I understand.
So he's a little bit of a he's Columbo. Now, just wait, just one more
One more
thing.
You say that you're a sheep, but sheep horns don't have geometrical shapes like that. Sheep's tails don't look like that either.
And Miss, why is you holding the flamethrower?
I will have to actually watch some of that show sometime.
Oh, Columbo's great. Like my grandma used to watch that show, and that's like how I know about it. Like it's actually pretty good.
I enjoy seeing the memes of it where it's like Light Yagami versus Columbo.
Okay, Columbo would have figured him out like in 5 minutes. It would have been over. Because he would never have told Columbo would never have told him his real name, right? So he doesn't know. He's just Lieutenant Columbo. But it wouldn't work because he doesn't have his first name, and no one on the Force knows his first name, basically, right?
Oh, really?
That's the long running joke. Is you never figure out Columbo's first name. He never says it in the entire series. So there's some deep lore for you, Chad, if you know what we're talking about.
I enjoy when writers commit to something like that.
30 years. Never learned the guy's first name. Just Lieutenant.
All right. Speaking of which, we've hit animal type, such as it is, personality. Gameplay. Oh,
That's an interesting one.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you this, he's a totally new archetype.
Okay.
So it's a little bit experimental. I have the rough idea of what he does, but haven't used it myself.
Does it use like existing mechanics, or is it like brand new mechanics as well?
He does, but it's like a new class archetype. It's weird.
Okay.
It involves like the little fellas.
Okay. Okay.
Like I haven't seen any animations, so I don't know exactly. So
if I had to guess, then if I make guesses, will you be able to answer them, or is this?
I will try.
Okay. Because my first thought was going to be that he delivers either like offensive buffs to friendly units or debuffs to enemy units, with the flavor being like he's like your walking encyclopedia of like enemy weaknesses. So he'll be like, no, like shoot him right there. That's his weak point. But since you say he uses little fellas, then I'm thinking maybe he's like a melee combatant, but like the little fellas can move around the map, and so he can like change his tile placement in game based off where the fellas are.
That would be cool. I don't think he doesn't do that. We still haven't seen a character that can straight up change their tiles without redeploying. We've seen something strangely like that, but it's a special case. I'll put it that way. He does do debuffs. So
yeah. So something about the way the little fellas are placed has to do with what the debuff does or what it affects.
And I'm reading the wiki. Like one of the other things, he can also kind of partially heal allies.
Okay. So
again, until I use a character, sometimes it's a little hard to like be like, this is what they do well.
Okay, so like you can send his little minions around, and like they'll debuff enemies or buff or heal.
That's what it seems
allies. Like. Okay.
So I know probably some people in chat have already looked and seen like full breakdown videos and all that. I haven't. Because I want to be at least a little bit fresh, right?
Debuff AoE damage over time and healing with skill. Does it matter which of those little guys is running around? Like, does the cowboy only do debuffs and the hot dog does healing?
I think
ECR will blow your mind.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there when we get there. That's why we're saving it for the best, right? Yeah, but this character again, it's like I know some stuff, but not everything. So it's funny. This is actually almost slightly new for both of us because I only saw this guy's art once before this stream, and I was like, "That's perfect. We're doing that."
We'll have to include this guy when we do the droid stream as well.
Oh yeah.
E2 art is a famous trope. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to guess the name
I guess.
first before we go to the ET?
Well, we don't need to guess the name first. We can do that, but you might want to smallify the right hand image slightly, or you flip it. Because it's also quite large.
Alrighty. Drum roll, please.
Well, here we go. Drum roll. This is an interesting one.
Hey, hang on. This would have been the perfect art for my thumbnail. Since I'm already doing the Vitruvian Man thing in the background.
It is the thumbnail art. It's your thumbnail.
My thumbnail's been waiting for this moment.
It's actually, it's all come together, Chad. It's all come together.
Oh, this poor guy. Alright, so he was strapped into this machine and blasted into a robot body.
Actually, let's get some more space. We can move Tin Man, or the first guy, off there.
Is his name just straight up Tin Man?
You know, I figured I'd accidentally give it away at some point, wouldn't I? Well, shoot. Sorry, chat.
Okay, well, you at least gotta tell me what your and Martel's fake names were.
We'll do that. Oops. You know, it's funny. I've only done that once before, and that was for Irene.
That's alright. I mean, I was tracking on the Wizard of Oz connection, so that would have been a contender.
In the very first episode, I did mention a Tin Man, so I was wondering if you'd remembered that.
I remember you said Dorothy had a Wizard of Oz theme. Man.
Ruined it.
What do we got going
on?
I'm
banished from stream forever. I'm gonna go hide in the corner and cry.
Old fizzy lifting drink. Good day, sir. Is it Tin Man, Metal Man, Steel Man, Iron Man?
Some of the guesses were going to be things like Noir and PI. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of good ones. So.
Chandler.
Well, anyways, chat, what would you have done for your fake code names?
Yeah, let's see, chat. I will still award someone from chat best fake code name.
I've disqualified myself. That's all.
You had all those names up on the scoreboard too.
Asimov. Asimov would be a good one. Langley. I can see Langley.
WT-40. Nameless. Urg. Calcos, Pharaon, Sunny, Vitruvian.
Hal. Ooh, Hal.
Chopper. Can Mr. Hal. Michelangelo. Spectre or Full Metal. These are all good.
I kind of like Vitruvian though. It's just esoteric enough.
Well, and especially after you showed me this art, that would have been one of my last to be eliminated names, I think. Finally. And that's a good one too. Ibsen, isn't Buddy Ibsen the actor for the Tin Man? Ooh. That would have been a good one too.
So yeah, I guess there's definitely there's definitely a bit of a connection to Dorothy's whole shtick as well. So that's not just a coincidence.
He's literally the Full Metal Alchemist.
He is the very true. I didn't think of, you know what? Congratulations. I didn't think of that joke myself. That's a good one.
I wonder if Martell's finished watching that yet. I know he had paused at like one of the best parts.
It's been so many years since I since I watched FMA. I don't even remember half of it. I was like forever ago, dude. I should rewatch that actually. Now I think about it.
We can give Baki and Lout the award for Vitruvian.
There goes my streak. Well, I guess it went last time.
Done this
Alas.
yourself.
Oh, I hate you! Channeling my best Anakin.
That's interesting too, because you sort of see like what looks like horns or like animal jaws or pincers on his head here in this background image.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's part of the process or if that used to be part of his like animal form, but
I would guess the latter.
yeah, some kind of yeah, it looks like some kind of insect sort of head. Well, that'd be funny if he was a fly on the wall before he was a detective.
I don't think it's quite that deep, but you know.
It's cool. Got the butterfly. Oh yeah, maybe he was like a butterfly guy or a mothman, perhaps. It's funny
Lore.
you said that. Lore.
It's like I said, this is a very long story, and
I'll
some of
write
it
my own Arknights.
we don't have all the details yet because it's still a number of months out.
And then you got the other set of mechanical arms holding him here while this arm is like being grafted on. What did Ryan Labs do to you, man?
I don't think Ryan did this, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, and you got, look at all these people in the background. Here. Let's make this smaller again. He's right now is basically a ghost possessing armor. Okay, so he is.
Yeah, basically.
He's Alphonse Elric. Yeah, you got all these people in the background here. That's interesting.
They did not have to go this hard with the art, I gotta say. But they did. They went the extra mile.
Body hop when his body dies.
Is that what he did?
Kind of ghost of the show. No spoilers.
Well, don't tell us too much. Like I said, it's a complicated one. And it goes straight into story stuff, so Listen, chat, I've already spoiled enough. You guys don't have to do it for me. Yeah,
this is some solid artwork right here. I noticed on this one, he's just like he just jumped in this body and was like, I guess the suspender is supposed to look like that, so I'm just going to leave it there.
Well, points for consistency, if nothing else.
It's like, is it like the programmer socks thing? Like he does his best detective work when he has one suspender and his shirt untucked on one side, so that he gets some like right brain, left brain dichotomy, if you will, going on.
Does that still work with mechanical brains, though?
I mean, if you're building a mechanical brain to receive a human mind, probably want to reflect that.
Maybe. So there's these 3 cameras too pointing in. You know what this reminds me of?
What is that?
It's a painting. I'm trying to remember. It's like some Italian painting from the Renaissance, which
Are you
would
thinking
make
about?
sense.
Is it like a, well, not the Pieta, but is it something like that where you got like the arms holding the body? Like, is this a mashup of the Vitruvian Man and then like the
it's
like
like the one
Christ
where
being taken
it's
down from the cross?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the one where he's like,
Oh wait,
it's
I think I know which one you're talking about.
which station of the cross is that? I don't remember exactly, but I don't know the name. I wish I remembered the name of it.
Hang on, I think I know. I think I know which piece you're talking about. I'm trying to remember what it's called or how to like Google it. No. Because she's got like it's the one with like Jesus and Mary's got like the black veil on, right?
It's like if you look at it, the image in the background where he's got his arms sticking straight out, that's like the cross in this situation.
Hmm.
Sent from the cross, I think.
Let's see. This might. Is it the Borgero one?
Borgero.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, just bring it up. Well, let's take a look.
Why didn't it pull up that? Oh no, it's a result from a dead website. Maybe the image still exists. No, not that image. I know it's 1,000 pixels big. Are you only showing me the thumbnail? Well, the thumbnail is good enough for. Well, hang on. Wait. Now that I know the artist. Trying to look at the hand placement.
Oh, there's one. Okay.
Yeah, here we go. This might be it. Quit giving me the small dumb thumbnail, Google. Here we go.
I just stuck one in the. Oh, that's the wrong channel, but I stuck one in the server. I think that might be it.
Okay, here.
As we dig through the Google, trying to find the right image.
Into some religious art here. Culture. All right, so here's the one you found. Right here. Which I don't see it because I feel like it's the arm placement that's like the thing that's doing it for me. It's like these extra
Sounds it's like his head's kind of like tilted down to the right.
yeah, but for me, I'm thinking like you've got these arms here that like that's kind of like an artistic flourish. Like I feel like those have to be deliberately trying to reference some piece of like Pieta style artwork because there's like why else would you need them
think
there?
it is, and I'm not sure exactly which piece.
So here's the one I found that I thought about.
So I know there's one where he's being held like that. I just can't think of like
the arms
the name
are
of
different from this one though. And
but it's like the similar vibe,
in the wrong direction, yeah. Okay, let's hang on. We got a little time. We can do a little digging to get to the bottom of this. Let's see. So it would be, yeah, it's basically it would have to be either when he's being taken down from the cross or like after he's been taken down from the cross. That arm placement. Are there any art scholars in chat? Actually, yeah, let's see what chat has to say.
We can do, yeah. If you have the link and you think it matches, sure, go for it.
3 cameras represent the Holy Trinity as well.
I can see
Still
that.
think it's Leonardo da Vinci human body sketch reference. Is it possible to post links here? I think you should be able to post links here. I don't think I have those set to automatically be blocked. Maybe I'll see Da Vinci. Yeah, if it's still. Not the Pieta. So what? One arm coming over the shoulder and one arm coming underneath the left arm. Yeah, that Borgero one is close-ish, but the arms are still off.
Mm-hmm. So now what I'm gonna have to do is on Sunday, I'm gonna have to like take a picture of that particular station of the cross and see if they match. Now I'm curious.
Maybe, let's see, Jesus. Cross. See. Maybe I should try searching Albrecht Dürer. I bet he. Well, I don't know if that arm placement's really Dürer's style though. See here. If anyone can find this piece, you'll get added to the scoreboard as a true man of culture. Yeah, I wonder if it would be possible if I like clipped this, because you know how there's like search similar images.
Oh,
wonder
reverse image search?
If we cropped to like just the hand placement and then like drew a beard or something on him, if we could full reverse image search.
I'm not so sure about that one, but props for creative thinking, I guess.
Pinterest's reverse image search is pretty good. All right, we might save this as a homework project before next stream. But
I think we can safely say they're doing something
there's some
with that
symbolism
concept
going
here.
on here.
It's subtle. Maybe not so subtle.
I'd call it subtle, because if you're not familiar, well, I guess it's one of those things where like if you're familiar with this genre of art, like I think it definitely kind of stands out. But if you're not, then you're just like, that's some hands holding the guy.
Well, with just look at some of the other characters that we've looked at in the past as well, you'll definitely see these like old art references. Like Penance is Justitia, right?
Right.
She's even got the same pose, and she's holding the scales up. It's like that's straight off of like Renaissance, and even earlier. That actually goes right back to Roman times.
Just thinking something else. If it's not Pieta reference, I wonder if there's any artwork of like the resurrection of Lazarus that has him being held that way. Maybe it's when they're laying him in the tomb versus taking him down from the cross, but yeah, there's definitely some piece of artwork that placement is so like specific feeling. Like it's not just like a clamp around his torso or around his shoulders or something. It's like this very specific like holding pose.
This definitely bears further study, I think. What if we like stalk the artist's social media profile?
See what famous art he retweets. Yeah, I
don't know who the artist is.
I don't
this
think
character.
It's coming down from the cross, because then you're typically using like the this like shroud or ropes to do that. So I think it's probably either Mary holding his body or someone else holding his body as they like start to wrap him up. It's not Michelangelo's Pieta. The posing is wrong for that. The arms wouldn't be in that position. Here, we can pull that up too while we're being cultured here. Nice resolution image. There's the Pieta.
Well, that is strikingly similar.
The arm placement is completely different, but
Well, I guess I'm thinking the general vibe, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. The vibe is
I mean,
there.
and
But I don't think this specific piece is what's being referenced though. This
Yeah,
genre
yeah.
though.
Well, it definitely, I think the metaphor fits because there's a sort of a second life thing going on here. So just from what I know about the character, I think that is a very deliberate choice.
Actually, now that I know his name, let's just see. Arknights, Tin Man. It's a reference. See if somebody else has figured it out.
See, now I'm googling that as well.
You know what? I probably should Google this though, because I'll probably run into like a lore discussion or something.
Well, definitely don't YouTube it.
Okay. How would you interpret the 3 cameras watching over him and also the circle above him? Go to UA. For me, it looks like more modern art, like Forgiven when Christ holds a person. Upright hanged man. Yeah, with the head placement. You got the cable running down here. All right, here, let's see. Let's look like Forgiven art. Oh, actually, that is pretty close. Pull that in here. Yeah. Good find, Yoda UA. Here's Forgiven.
Oh, yeah.
So you basically, here, we just,
I feel like reverse it almost.
let's see, flip horizontal. Yeah.
His head's going the other way, but yeah.
And since it's not really like a true rebirth, it's not inverted from the artwork, but it's flip-flopped of the artwork because it's not a true resurrection. Yeah, I can see that.
Makes you wonder if this image went around Chinese social media at some point.
Did it? Nope. Not finding anything on Chinese social media.
Oh, you searched all of Chinese social media.
Yeah, they don't let me see a whole lot.
Uh-oh.
Probably shouldn't have typed certain words in there.
Uh-oh. Social credit score minus 9,000.
All right. Let's see here. Let's think. Here we go. Up here.
But I think I'm definitely still on the absorbing the art stage. I'm just kind of like looking at it, like, whoa, that's cool.
All right, UA has gotten us the closest so far. So thank you.
Oh, there is one. Let's see here. Spranger, huh?
Descent from Da Vinci. Is that a Da Vinci Descent from the Cross? White Zangetsu. She descends from. Maybe Spranger's Body of Christ supported by angels. All right, let's look at these. All right. From the cross. And Spranger's Body of Christ. Close.
Okay, I'm not seeing any links in the chat, so maybe those aren't coming through. Let's see here.
Posted the link.
Yeah, like if you post the link, it looks like it didn't come through.
I might have Lincoln automatically turned off to try and stop bots. Rosso Fiorentino Descent from the Cross. That to you. I appreciate.
Welcome to the research portion of the stream.
I appreciate how cultured chat is.
See, I'm like an art
Oh,
Philistine.
actually,
like,
yeah. Let's here. Can I?
It's good we have you guys around.
Bigger version of this. Yeah, did that just go to? Oh, I dragged it into this folder. There we go. Oh yeah, I can see that too. Got the.
That's kind of the first vibe I was getting.
Yeah, the arm coming through.
I just know I've seen something similar before.
Especially with like the way the legs placed and the way the neck's tilted. Yeah, White Zangetsu, I think I do have links turned off. But this is the piece you're talking about, right? Yeah, you got the arm coming around that way. I don't see what's on the other shoulder, but Yeah, this so far the closest for arm placement definitely is like this Forgiven piece here. But I feel like with the body posing, there's got to be like a descent from the cross or Pieta image they're referencing here. So all right, we'll never look at the those pieces of art with the same way now. We're always gonna be like, what are the hands doing? Where are they?
Where's the Tin Man?
I
Is
do
that with
appreciate
the
though with I think we talked about this in the very first stream, but I appreciate that like because China actually has like a significant Christian population, like they actually like know what they're doing with religious imagery.
something Japan's never figured out?
Yeah, well, yeah, last night I was watching Mechanical Violator Hokkaider, which was from 95 or 96, and like there's all this religious imagery, but it's like it doesn't really tie into the theme. It's more just like, hey guys, wouldn't it be edgy if like the bad guys that are obsessed with creating an emotionless utopia free of crime, like what if they had like an angel robot warrior dressed all in white and stuff? Like, wouldn't that be edgy?
It's like with Evangelion, right?
Uh, oh, you don't want me to
I
tangent on
mean,
Evangelion.
I won't.
Evangelion's a whole
I'll.
other thing. Evangelion is ties into Hideaki Anno's love of Return of Ultraman, which ties into Ultraman's creator Eiji Tsuburaya being a Christian. There's,
It's a long rabbit hole.
yeah, Evangelion is as much, if not more, the Christian imagery in there is because of Ultraman versus like because it's an exotic foreign religion that looks cool.
Yeah, a lot of the way you see that in Japanese media is they just take the aesthetics because it's foreign and they don't have any like local version of anything quite like that.
Mm.
You see this a lot in like stuff like Persona games, where they just base the stuff. It's kind of just based off of like the Christian and like downstream from that, right? But it just all turns into Gnosticism. So I have my complaints about that. That's perhaps a little off topic, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think
here's
there's
the
definitely some historical, like there's a reason that you see these differences with how Japan does Christian imagery, and well, really everywhere else in Asia. It's Japan that's the weird ones.
That's true. Everywhere else has like a pretty largest Christian population. Japan could have that too if it weren't for MacArthur.
Yeah. And Tokugawa, right? Ieyasu Tokugawa. No,
Yeah,
that was
but more so MacArthur. MacArthur was like literally handed like hey, like the emperor's willing to convert. He was like, nah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an interesting time. I'll put it that way, historically speaking.
We could be exploring the outer singularity right now.
But yeah, you can tell the writers have they're really into like Western literature and stuff. That's for sure.
These were the villains from Hokkaider.
Wow.
And if they hadn't named the angel robot Michael, it would work perfectly because you could just lean into the whole like, oh, Lucifer was an angel of light thing, so he can put on his fair, Sauron can put on his fair Anatar appearance, as a deception, and then like the theming would make sense. But then they're like, we'll call him Michael, and then it's like, all right, your theme, like your imagery and your naming doesn't actually tie into your theme now, because now it's like you're not actually like retelling Paradise Lost or anything. So now it's like, why is the evil robot named Michael? Because like Hokkaider's not really a stand-in for Satan or anything. Like he's more like a robot cowboy. So now you just appear confused. Still a fun tokusatsu movie though. But yeah, I went in and was worried the religious imagery is going to be offensive, and it was more like nothing. It was more confused. if anything, like, yeah, it is confused because then like Hakider, like he's like the anti-hero robot, but it's like he's the one that like, well, he doesn't actually like he fights on behalf of a character that wants to be a bride, frees captives from prison, gets pierced through the side, so it's like you're sort of having your hero do things Christ did, but like the villains are sort of Christian Angel themed, but not quite because they don't act like the. I don't even want to call the villain's motivation like a bad interpretation of Christianity because it just seems. Yeah, it's confused. Either it's confused or it was telling its own story and then was also just like, but also angel imagery.
I would think of this perhaps in some ways, maybe an inversion of how how we have people who are like weebs here,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, they want to have the guy with the katana, and he's got to do the samurai bushido thing, and there's it's like they kind of don't really get it, but they just want to take that look and just run with it.
The one neat thing that comes with though is like all the bad guy minions, because they had to. I saw the director's cut, so they were added in some of the more violent bits. But the movie originally had to be like screened at like a tokusatsu festival for kids, and so all of the and what I'm assuming are all the non-director's cut scenes, whenever like the minions are destroyed by Hakider, they just explode into white feathers.
That's kind of a cool effect, I guess.
Yeah.
Video game death.
Mm.
It's like how when you stomp a Goomba, it just turns into dust.
Mm. This is what I imagine what a DM with a poli-sci history degree would make for a D&D campaign.
I still stand by my idea that this entire game was originally a D&D campaign. They're like, this is pretty good. When they were at Tuhu Fan Club, they were coming up with stuff, and they're like, we could make something out of this. And then here we are today.
So you got a Record of Lodos War. That entire franchise was just like the
very true
character logs.
Something I wish was done more often, honestly.
You do get some like really interesting emergent storytelling that way. Oh, actually, if you do want something like that, El Jaji Lamplighter.
I feel like I've heard those words.
It's John C. Wright's wife.
Okay, I don't know her.
Okay, she wrote a series called Rachel Griffin that I don't know how many books it's going to be by the time she's actually written it out, but that is all. It is all based off of a long-running role-playing game she and her husband and their friends did. That was basically like, what if? There's more to it than this, but it's like, what if Hogwarts, but it were populated by like all these characters from Western literature.
A little bit like Fate.
Actually, yeah, but less. I think less mythical and more like classic,
like real people,
fantasy and sci-fi.
So like Don Quixote's there.
No, like
maybe.
Shoot, it's been a while since I read them. I'm trying to think like a good example of like the.
Oh, if it includes sci-fi, does that mean like?
So like you might have
the Paul Man, the Atreides guy.
Oh no, so like for think like of course now that I'm talking about it, all the examples escape me. Victor Von Doom is a student there.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's called Von Dread to avoid copyright problems. Yeah, think slightly more recent, like classic comic book superheroes, or
I see. Okay.
like think more like children's literature or young adult stuff.
So Winnie the Pooh's there, in other words?
No, like humans.
Oh, okay.
But based off.
Is there a Bilbo? I mean, that's what I would think of. Is like, stick a Hobbit in there,
I don't think there's been any Hobbits yet, but I've only read the first 2 or 3 books. There's definitely the first few installments, like you can definitely tell they're based off role-playing logs because the pacing's a little like not what you'd expect from a novel. Like it kind of like hits the conclusion and ends. And she realized that, and so like the later entries, she put more work into like finding a good place to end the novel so that it has a more natural like rising action, falling action thing going on. Whereas like the first 1 or 2 is like you're like, oh, that's the end. Oh, Nancy Drew is like another character in it. Like a widespread, but less like Fate and more like yeah, like other kids like adventure books and stuff. Kind of thing. Oh, Discord died again.
It's given us some trouble, but that's okay.
What was the last thing I said?
Nancy Drew.
Okay. I didn't say much more beyond that.
That was about 15 seconds that time. That wasn't too much.
Cool. I should keep Discord up on one of these screens here so I can see when it drops. All right, so we've hit animal type, personality, gameplay, country, code name. 2.5 hours in, so we're
actually beating
Spider Man.
I guess that's about all I've got to say about this guy. I don't know if you have any other closing thoughts.
No. Look forward to seeing.
I did.
Oh, wait, someone did ask me about whether I thought the cameras represented the Trinity. Probably. Like I'm sure with the other, you got 3 arms here as well, so I'm assuming that is all intentional.
I could definitely see it, I guess.
Yeah, 3 cameras there, 3 arms there.
Yeah.
Got a halo thing going on here.
With how much they cram symbolism into like this, especially this art, I think it's a reasonable guess.
Right.
And actually, if I might make this point, this just came to me. With the mechanical themes, would you call this a bit of a Deus Ex Machina? Is that too much of a stretch?
I think, well, would it be let's make sure we get the words in the right order here.
Or maybe Machina Ex Deus.
This would be a machine from man. Machina est homo. No, it would not be Deus Ex Machina, because there's no god coming from the machine or being lowered onto the stage from wires.
As it says, it's like machine coming out of God or something like that, or from like a lower order.
Yeah, because this is just a machine being built by man.
And it's the spirit kind of inhabiting the machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which if there's no yeah, do we know what in the Arknights universe what like philosophically like I'm guessing they're not Aristotelian because if they're Aristotelian this wouldn't work, so they have to be some kind of like Cartesian universe. You can sever the soul from the body and shove it into something else.
That appears to be something that can happen. There are some people on the side who do like a Voldemort thing. Like sticking bits of their soul and other stuff. But that's considered a wacky and extreme. Let's put it that way. Like there's very much a spiritual, I don't want to say realm, but like aspect to stuff. There's legitimately supernatural stuff going on.
Or it
It can be hard to
could,
explain sometimes.
I mean, it could still run on Aristotelian rules, and the the thing inside the machine that thinks of itself as the former person is not the former person. It's a new entity with the former person's memories.
There seems to be some indications of some memory swapping that has happened at 1 or 2 points with some characters. I think that's vague enough to not spoil anything.
Okay.
Like when I described this a while back as like fantasy kitchen sink, I think it fits a little bit because like every kind of wacky cool idea seems to end up
In there.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get time travel.
There's no time travel yet.
All right.
They've kept Nomura. His hands are not on this.
All right.
This is not Kingdom Hearts. I don't think we've met. Actually, that's a good question. Let's see, Kingdom Hearts. I don't think there's any Heartless equivalents, so we're off to a good start.
All right.
But yeah,
Well, I think we could either end it here, or we probably have time for one more character. That, as long as this character won't divert us into a academic research too much.
you know, the next one on the list I think would be a little bit more on Ifrit's side of the equation.
All right.
Pretty straightforward, kind of a quickie.
All right.
Oh, actually, before we do that, bring forth the Tin Man's chibis, if you would. Before we forget.
Two.
They're overlapping, I think.
Ooh, I like the cane twirl.
Yeah, he just sits there smoking his pipe.
And he's got that wind blowing his duster around. Very nice.
More high quality chibi work.
Is this the new chibi for the event?
Yeah, this is the official one. He didn't have one before that, so
Okay. Because he was just a NPC before.
yeah, sometimes you'll have NPCs have like a chibi because they might show up on a map. Like obviously, boss enemies will do this, and sometimes other stuff too. So, but for this guy, we didn't have anything until what was that, like 2 weeks ago, chat? Maybe 3. It was pretty recent. So, yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I guess we do one more today.
One more. Ooh, that's a change.
Let's just see the first one. Yeah, so obviously, I think in a sea of anime girls, some things will stand out, and I think there's a little bit more going on, right? So back to our regularly scheduled anime girls, I guess.
Right. Okay.
And don't worry, I won't spoil the name this time, chat.
Pink hair, blue eyes. It's a nice visual.
This is another requested character.
And then it looks like she's got headphones or something built into her hoodie, maybe, and she's got a dart crossbow.
I think you're probably figuring out what she does gameplay-wise. That seems pretty straightforward.
Shoots things to debuff them, or to inflict sleep or something. I like her shoes. I like these chunky bits that stick out there. And then she's got a bunch of pouches to hold all of her extra darts and knickknacks, as well as some kind of membership tag there. And then this top is weirdly at odds with the whole rest of her appearance there. Like, this is all like athletic. And then you've got like this sort of more formal looking ish sort of top underneath. Ooh, and she's got something going on her neck. Is this another FlaVR? Is this a lizard girl then?
You getting lizard vibes?
Well, I don't see any ears, and I am seeing some scales on the back of her neck.
So it's definitely something in that category.
So,
I'm not
yeah,
going to tell
I'm
you the
getting-
animal type, but
I'm getting some kind of reptile vibe. It looks sort of like
yeah,
snake
you're in the right
scales.
ballpark.
Thinking some kind of snake, because those look like snake
Her
scales.
second art will absolutely spoil it. That's why we're not looking at it yet.
Okay.
So it's another one where animal shows up in the art, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like some kind of snake scales to me.
So what would that imply?
That she's a snake girl, so she's American.
Like I'm thinking like gameplay wise.
Oh, gameplay wise. Either fast redeploy or some kind of evasion ability. She looks fast, you know, like she's got the running shoes. She's got this sort of workout hoodie thing going on. And then runs around fast and then shoots things with her needle gun.
What do you think? Or do you get any personality vibes from this?
Phlegmatic.
I'd agree with phlegmatic.
Man, shoot, we haven't even consulted the face chart this stream.
Ah, rookie mistake. So, chat, what do you think fits? Just ignore the hair for this.
There we go. Yeah, you can see she's got the curved nose. He's got the curved nose.
The people are saying phlegmatic.
Right. We have the curve of the nose here. Sorry, I forgot my cursor. The curve of the nose here. He has big anime eyes. She has big anime eyes.
It's little did you know, anime is actually very old. Time travelers, of course.
He's got this hair coming around over his shoulders. She's got this hair coming around here.
Does he have scales in his neck? I don't see any.
Well, the hair covers them up.
That's true. That's true.
Like, right, you can clearly see that. Right. Clearly, the sanguine man has no scales on his neck, nor the choleric man. So she has to be phlegmatic or melancholic. We cannot confirm the presence of scales there. But her eye and nose shape more closely match our phlegmatic fellow over here.
I would agree with phlegmatic myself.
Right. And so she's got a name tag, so she belongs to some organization, possibly BPD something. Or Hafrumpadaha or something, whatever's written on her arm there. This isn't the same artist as Granny, is it?
This is not.
Okay. Yeah, I guess she has proper full pants on.
You know it's Alchemaniac if
Yeah.
parts of the pants are missing.
Let's see. Yeah, those are because I was gonna say poison dart frog would be a little on the nose, but poison dart frogs don't have scales. Maybe though, she does have a dart gun. And she's got long legs and big feet. Maybe she's a poison dart frog. Yeah, it's got to be snake or frog, I think. Like, maybe I'm reading too much into the scales on her neck, or maybe I'm reading too much into the poison darts, but I feel like the hoodie also could give her a frog or a snake vibe, depending on how you interpret it. So
Interesting, interesting.
yeah, it's like that could
Um,
either be
do you want to see the? Do you want to bring up the E2 art?
yeah, because that could either be like yeah, that does look kind of froggy to you. All right, E2 art. It is a frog.
Yeah, you nailed it. We got ourselves a poison dart frog here.
I like the E2 art. It's more dynamic. See, this could be
think-
Alchemaniac's work here, but
She's lost some pant.
that actually looks kind of cool though, with like the like it almost makes it look kind of like it's like armor, the way it's cut there. I also think this I think the top looks better too, where it's like just the shirt with the suspenders versus like I don't know. Once you start throwing like extra layers over that shirt, it takes away from like the agile look of the rest of her outfit. Whereas when it's just like the shirt with the suspenders and the shorts, it looks more like okay, she's kind of got her business outfit on, but like she's really built for speed. Yeah, she looks cheerful in this photo too. Ooh, and I like all the little extra vials of poison attached to the back of her jacket here. That's neat.
Storage, right?
Yeah. Here, we'll add the can of Bang to that. Emergency caffeine.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. Is she our only frog? Do we have any other frogs? Because amphibians are strikingly underrepresented. There's like a billion bird people, um, and like 8 million lupos running around, but only frog. Okay, this game has gone to the wolves.
I think amphibians are a little harder to do when you're trying to keep the character mostly human looking.
There is like a snake lady. Perhaps we'll take a look at her at some point.
Because apart from the back of her neck here, they were really suggesting it more through the design of the hoodie here with the big eye on the side. And then
I
kind of
really like
through
that
like
eye.
kind of
That
through
is
like
cool.
the tights into the big shoes. But I think it was really the hoodie that made me go like, hang on, maybe she's not a snake, maybe she's a frog.
Like isn't that cool? It's like a very subtle way to hint at it, but
Yeah, because that looks like, like it's a workout hoodie, so she can play her music in her ears without having to wear headphones.
it's possible they're actually also headphones. I don't think there's been any confirmation of that or not, but
And then also just the fact she uses poison darts. So it's like, all right, frog, poison darts, poison dart, frog. So they use the weapon choice and the outfit to sell it with just a little hint here that she's like not a mammal. EDF. Right. Oh, so if she is not a snake person, she's an amphibious person. Is she still Colombian?
that's gonna be a little hard to place. All of it.
Because poison dart frogs are from South America. Are you saying that as in we don't know where she's from, or it's gonna be hard to guess where she's from?
A little bit of both.
Okay. South America on the right track.
See, it's weird because like you'd think, sort of.
Okay.
I'm double checking and make sure I don't say anything incorrect here before chat yells at me.
Is she from the Falklands?
We do know. Okay. Hang on, I'm double checking. Do we? I don't think we have a Falklands. That might be a little too specific. What does her profile say? Maybe I'm just doing this wrong way, but I'm actually checking in game.
Nigeria?
That sounds correct. If my game freaking loads, that'd be great.
Operated records. Personality-wise, going beyond the four humors, she looks like a little reserved but cheerful.
Definitely the reserved is the one that would stand out, yeah.
Like, she doesn't look like grumpy reserved. Like, I mean, just look how bright and shiny her eyes are.
So she's got like a very bright inner self, maybe like a, you know, a little bit more reserved on the outside. So okay, I'm not insane, chat.
Yeah, she's
the,
like
the record actually says place of birth unknown. That's what threw me off.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it in game right now.
She looks like she spends time in the library.
But I think we know where she's from other stuff. So I say I have an excuse this time.
Like, she looks sort of like a happy Rei Ayanami.
Okay, I forget what character that is.
The blue-haired girl from Evangelion that, like,
Oh,
all other
okay.
sad blue-haired girls are modeled after.
Right. The archetype setter.
Also, I like that she's a poison dart frog, and so they gave her, like, bright, unnaturally colored hair as a warning.
So she does seem to make her own poison.
Interesting. All right. So then, gameplay-wise, does she damage enemies that damage her in melee? As like
She
one of her
damages over
passive
time.
abilities.
So with the crossbow, that makes her a sniper. So she deploys on range tiles and shoots, right? And applies a dot. I mean, it's really, I think that's a pretty easy one to guess.
The only thing I don't like about this design, and this is purely from a functional perspective, not from a design perspective, because like these pouches look cool, but if she's trying to go for speed, a drop leg holster or a drop leg pouch is going to slow her down. This needs to be like a tactical fanny pack.
So like those, it's got those clips, right? So
yeah, that way she can just cinch it up on like the small of her back and the back of her waist, or well, actually, I guess women can run with the fanny pack on the front without suffering any ill effects. You and I have to make sure that thing's set up on the back or cinched up real high.
Yeah, especially you put a lot of stuff in it. Let's just put it that way. See, I would have thought that, kind of like with Executor the other day, if I were to give her anything, it would be like shell loops, but for darts.
That'd be fun. Yeah, like on her shoulder here, which I mean,
I'm sure they're inside the packs.
That could be a dart case there, but
yeah, well, I definitely have some like hanging. They may be
better sharps control if they're inside a case.
You've got like a tiny little scope on there. I think it's kind of cool. It's like a weapon from Hitman.
Yeah, I like her weapon. I really like the E2 art. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of the first art you showed me, just because I feel like this extra vest here is just like so at odds with the rest of her outfit.
Generally speaking, it seems like they try to make the E2 arts the better one. I feel like there may be some intention to that.
I think the posing's fine. Like if that was just like the shirt with the suspenders, I think that would look better, more like agile. But like this just seems weirdly like kind of formal and frilly and decorative compared to the rest of her getup. This is adorable.
Oh yeah, we got Chibis as well.
Oh yeah.
Bring up number 7. That's just her sitting down.
Aw.
Right on the top of my head. Wonderful.
There's just a nice box there. It's really easy to set characters down on.
So we actually have a bonus outfit.
Ooh. Number 8.
So let's bring her up with the actually take the left and scroll that, I guess maybe 2 to the right.
Aw.
See a little wink going on there.
Mm. That's cute. I like the big fluffy jacket.
See, now we got to see what this is based on, though. So,
oh, there's more art here.
There is one more art, yeah.
Aw.
So you were right on something. This is the workout outfit.
Got the running shoes, shorts.
She has a donut inside that box.
It's a recovery meal.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Hang on.
I know she did just get a second one, didn't she, Chad? But you know.
Blue Fitness. Like the poison dart frog artwork on her wall. So it's just like that patch on her neck where you got like the frog coloring. I like this dart launcher here. Although
the red dot is
putting
cool.
The red dot right on the front there's interesting choice.
I feel like with crossbows, maybe it's a little different. I don't know. Because it's not like the top is, it's not moving.
That's true.
So the moving part of the gun, if you want to call it that, I guess the crossbow gun, is the sides. So
yeah,
which like this looks like it's modeled off of a pistol. It has a hammer for some godforsaken reason.
That's how you recock the arms.
With that, you're being generous.
So they just think it looks neat.
I think they just think it looks neat. How do I gun? Right.
Well, yeah, because the arms aren't in line with what appears to be the muzzle either. But that's true. If this is not sliding back, then, well, I mean,
which is weird because you can see the
you mount them on
through,
the slides. You mount them on the slides and on pistols, so the sliding back has nothing to do with it. I guess it's just the eye relief. Like, I guess as long as she's getting good, like as long as she can still use the sight.
See, the interesting thing here too is I just find myself thinking is how does she get another dart in there?
Shoot,
is it a muzzle loader?
I didn't want to derail us with more research. Now I want to see if people put a red dot on a crossbow, where do they normally put it? I don't shoot crossbows, so maybe I'm totally wrong here, and this is like normal.
I think Province's crossbow has a sight on it, but I don't know if it's a dot sight. No, it's like a normal kind of scope in the normal position.
I guess it's not a red dot; it's a hollow sight. No, I guess they still call it a red dot, regardless of whether it's like inside of a magnification or not. Although I got to look through a setup someone had of it was an EOTech up front, for close range, and then there was a like magnification scope mounted behind it that you could flip out of the way. So at close range, you could just use the EOTech, and then at long range, you're still using the EOTech. You just had a magnifying optic to look through.
Okay. Chat brings up a good point. This could be a top loader. Like there could be like
And
a slot on the top,
that's why
and
the
you just
sight
drop the
is
bits
mounted
in.
so far forward.
That would make sense. So you have your loading port, and I still don't understand the hammer, but you know,
Chinese repeating crossbow with internal magazine.
they have mentioned that repeating crossbows do exist in this universe, which, you know,
I mean, or shoot, right? Because it's a dart launcher, right? So, well, no, because this
like
it has crossbow arms. Because I was gonna say it could just be like a dart launching pistol, but it has crossbow arms. So
it's definitely using like tension to shoot darts. So it's a little unclear, I guess,
maybe if we're
because
being real
the
generous,
animation doesn't have her reloading it. She just keeps shooting.
just trying to think
Like,
with the amount of travel on a hammer, even with like proper gearing, I don't think just cocking the hammer could pull the string back.
that
I
would
don't
have to be
know.
a really weak string.
Maybe
I
there's
mean,
some gear nerd on YouTube that could explain like, do you have enough travel distance in the hammer with the proper gearing you can draw the string back that distance?
but chat, you probably see why some of these characters take like an hour or two to dissect. This is what it always turns into. It's like, how does this crossbow work?
I need to know.
Maybe it's
Right.
maybe there's a battery in there. I don't know.
Right. If you
It
have
looks cool. Either way,
teeth
it
on
looks
the
cool.
edge of the crossbow. I want big gear turns small gear gives you. Been too long since I was in my robotics club and do all the gearing stuff. Maybe she just uses arts inside.
Very possible.
Wind up repeating crossbow. Oh, so she has to thumb the hammers multiple times to wind it back. I mean, I guess it lets her operate it one-handed.
I think the magic might be the best explanation.
Okay.
Maybe we're reading too much into the mechanics of it.
All right. Magic. There we go.
I mean, yeah, magic. It works. So do you think you've got enough to go off of to do a little codename guess here?
Yeah, let's do some name guessing here. Let's here. Clean this up a little.
I might need to make Pinky here a bit smaller.
There we go. All right, final round of name guessing. Go.
Alrighty, chat. Let's see what you got. I only came with like one or two, so this is mostly gonna be you guys. Don't worry, you can share credit if you guess the same thing. Okay, let's see. We got one. We got 8 so far. We'll give it about a minute. How about that? And it's all quiet. What did they say about like dead air on radio? You're not supposed to have that.
It's real bad. We at least have the
Maybe-
visual medium here, but it's also still bad if like someone clicks on stream and there's just dead air. They're like, somebody needs to say something.
I'm like, what are these guys doing?
Need to
So
think
normally I just run my mouth like recklessly, but I'm trying not to like accidentally spoil the character's name for the third time. So, you know,
yeah, I need to come up with something to fill time with all the
do you have like the
Yeah.
Jeopardy like little ringtone? You know, where it's like da 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 da. You know that one?
maybe once I know that I'm done like messing around with the cursor, I should block out chat and they can start typing in names while I continue to ramble about like how the crossbow works for a little bit.
Mayhaps. So we do not have a public Discord server. I'll put it that way.
No, the closest you would get would be my wife's Discord server for her channel.
I didn't know that existed.
But it is set up to like that we've got one of the automatic channels in there when either one of us is streaming, so it will notify you when I'm streaming. But
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
not super busy.
Okay, well, I think we've got our submissions. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl.
Right. I should probably ask her before I drop that link though, because I don't know if she wants it. Wants a bunch of Arknights invading.
That's the risk with public-facing Discord channels too. Is like then you got to moderate it.
All right. Dendrobates, Deep Blue, Azurius, Lily, Toxicants, Dart, Blue Poison, Neurotoxin, Touch. Let's see. All right. I know this doesn't prove anything, but I will point out that her does say blue poison on her punching bag here. So I can't discount it. Dart, really serious. I'm guessing Dendrobates is a family of poison dart frog.
That is a poison dart frog, yeah.
Curious is a man name. As the masculine ending, Azuria will be the female version. Lily, I like the ring that has. Toxicant, that sounds like the Pokemon version of her name. Dart, blue poison, neurotoxin, touch. Also seems a little on the nose. Touch. If this were a Japanese game, I could see touch. They're just like, oh, poison dart frog, you're not supposed to touch it.
So don't touch.
Fun English word, don't touch. We'll call her touchy.
Touch you.
I can never discount the species name just because it's nice and like interesting sounding. Dart. I don't think her name is Blue Poison. I think it just says that on the bag. Wait. So far, how's it? Every time it's been written on something. No, Blue Poison as a name is dumb. I refuse to believe it. I want her to be named Lily because it's like a real person name and like lily pad for frog, so it fits. Dart. Dart also fits though because she's fast and she shoots darts. Let's see.
You getting the final answer yet?
Not yet. We had so far we've had Dorothy and Ifrit in her. For now, we don't know what organization she's with. So up chat.
Just don't look at the chat.
Go with Lily.
Final answer, Lily?
Final answer, Lily.
Well, congratulations to Aki Angry. You get your name on the Hall of Fame. Or the Wall of Fame, as it were. So this is not Lily. Oh, that would be a great one, right? She does look like a lily to me. So you're gonna kick yourself.
Dart or Dendrobates, or is it blue poison?
It's blue poison.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's such a dumb. Like I said, when I said stupid code names, I meant stupid code names. Like not everybody gets to have a cool one like Blaze.
Written on her punching bag.
Yep.
I just have to start guessing the text that's written down, so I stop punching myself.
It's the Project Red situation where it's written on her hood, you know. And not only that, it's written on the bag. It's written on
her sports bra.
It's written on her water bottle. It's written on her freaking bag.
Her water bottle says
blue. It's written on her gun.
Her water bottle says blue fitness.
Oh, well, it's close enough. It's written on her gun. I think this is blue poison in tiny, tiny text.
Yeah, it says blue poison there.
The bag says it. Yeah.
Poison.
So she has many nicknames. Bloop.
Oh, yeah.
Bloopy.
BPDF.
British Petroleum.
BPDF.
I usually just call her Beeps, but, you know. So if you look at her leg,
it does.
See, I was about to say the same thing.
There.
BPDF, blue poison dart frog. So it was right there the whole time.
Next time you're just going to drop someone with nonsensical text written on them, just so I get.
I might just to throw you off. I can. There's people with nonsensical text written on their clothes. It's absolutely happened.
This character named Rhodes Island.
You never can tell with this game because sometimes they do this and sometimes they don't, so they keep you guessing. So a little bit of a fun detail
for not embiggening this one and trying to rush through it.
Mm-hmm.
Really should have zoomed in more on everything.
So fun fact is this is another character that has different names depending on like which region you're in or how it's localized. I think her name is Azurius in the Japanese one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's true. We don't ever see that in game, of course. And that is based. That would be based on the type of frog. So most characters have the same name across all servers, but not all of them.
Blue poison dart frog. Like the art was trying to help me out or something.
Yeah, as far as future stream ideas go, we may look at some of the enemies at some point. There could be some interesting ones there, or some of the NPCs. Like I said, I think that's an option. I don't want to do that too early because sometimes the game does a thing where you don't know somebody's a baddie initially, and that would kind of give it away. So we'll maybe save that one for later on. But it's a possibility. Because there's some pretty cool looking bosses in this game. Definitely. So
is chat able to hear us? Because I just got a message saying the audio stream's current bitrate is 0. But OBS is showing good stream health.
It sounds good to me.
Okay. Audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. That's weird. Yo,
Is
Billy Bob
YouTube being
Joe.
difficult?
We're actually wrapping up now, but we have been reviewing blind reacting to Arknights characters. But
Oh,
I
one of
do
us has
have-
been.
That's true. You know everything that's going on.
I would never claim to know everything. I know some things that are going on. It's like I'm like here, yeah, these two friggin' what's his face? Virtuoso and Ignition. Oh, there's several like sure they're actually cousins. I'm like, oops. Getting my lore details wrong.
All right, we got chat helping us out too.
See, it's funny because if I get it wrong, they'll instantly correct me. It's great. I don't even have to think about it.
Spread a little Arknights misinformation on purpose to get chat riled up.
That could be fun.
That's like what MTG Remy does, like in all of his like he does Magic the Gathering themed music videos and parodies of songs.
Yeah.
And he like intentionally either like misplays the rules or like has the wrong mana out just to mess with people.
Oh, that's great. It's like some people cannot help themselves but try to correct it.
Like no.
It's like it's an instinct that cannot be suppressed.
Sort of feast and
It's like,
famine
no, you have to
doesn't work
tap it.
that way.
You have to tap it. You're supposed to discard too.
You won't check state-based effects until Abyssal Persecutor's back on the battlefield. Your entire song doesn't work.
I'm sure there's a joke
the
about
fact that
Jace the Mind Destroyer.
The fact that he uses state-based effects as a lyric in a song is just wonderful.
That takes talent. But yeah.
Yeah, I do need to get to swords practice and on with my day, which is why we started this thing at 6 a.m.
So I guess then, yeah, that's going to be that. As far as character reactions for today go.
Shall we preview next times?
Do we want to preview? What is the next one? Actually, I should probably check and see what the next one is before I tell you to click on that.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me check.
Honestly,
who is next on
the next stream? Will probably be either the droid or the mech one, depending on if
we'll space it out a bit.
have the time to wrangle my Kickstarter together and get it actually like out the door and ready to be promoted.
Righto. So yeah, I guess we don't really have a definitive date for the next episode yet, chat. So hold tight. It could be in 2 weeks. It could be sooner. It could be later. You know, I think you said your August might be a little bit freer. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel like you said something like that in the past.
August opens up a bit.
Okay, so we may be able to do these a little more flexibly instead of just like on Fridays.
Well,
I guess we'll see, right?
It doesn't open like I still have my day job. I'll just have fewer responsibilities back at the house.
Well, don't worry, chat. We'll figure it out. Keep an eye on the YouTube for whenever the next episode happens. Hopefully, we can try to get that one like up. You know, at least the thumbnail and what have you. Maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just to give that way people can see it and be like,
if I forget to ask you for thumbnail images, then it's like we're what 14, 15 hours apart. So then I'll be like, oh shoot, he won't see this message until he's awake, and I won't see his message tomorrow.
Yeah. It gets a little bit awkward sometimes, so we'll figure it out, chat. Don't worry.
Go ahead and send me the thumbnail images after this stream.
I will get you some. I'm probably going to end up honestly changing the order again, so there's probably going to be a V6 folder. But again, I've been keeping an eye on the comments of future comments of this particular video. So please leave your comments for character requests. Remember, don't type the character's name. Try to describe it in a way that you think I might understand without spoiling it for our good host here, because he reads the comments too. I do have a list going back of, there's been a lot of different requested characters. We won't be able to hit all of them. So, you know, bear that in mind. Your voice is heard. I've got it noted down, but I'm going to kind of pick from that. And the occasional one I think is also kind of just fun to look at. So, like the Tin Man here, who we only learned about recently. So we'll gotta be a little flexible, you know.
Yeah, sorry, Billy Bob Joe, you're coming in right at the tail end of the stream.
It's time for our Milliardo here to go to sword practice because he actually does cool stuff. I'm gonna go home and eat hamburgers, which I guess is also cool, but
Those sound
you
pretty
know.
good.
It's less athletic, perhaps.
Can be
Normally I would have
athletic
been
as
like,
you
I'd
wanna-
love to
as you wanna
piggyback
make
off
it.
this, but not today. I don't have the time.
Well, actually, though, that does remind me. I do have redirects unlocked now, so we can see
Oh,
if
wonderful. Okay.
any of my buddies are streaming that we can raid into, because it'd be fun to do a proper.
You guys will have to wait for me. Wait for next time to watch me, fumble my way through challenge mode stages from 3 years ago. Although that VOD might still be on my channel. I don't know. I think they last for about a month.
What is chat in the mood for? Because we've got one of my FlaVR senpais is playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night right now. That's the Castlevania.
Yeah.
Well, not this is
It's a really good one. Yeah, it's an EGA game. Definitely worth playing.
That's yeah, if anyone wants to see a Tiger Boy playing Castlevania, you can let's raid over into there. Oh, good for him.
Do we want to tease the next one real quick?
Oh yeah, here.
Let's do just show us just the first images of this next subject, who we'll cover first next time.
Here. Let's get the redirect added.
Learning how to YouTube.
Yeah, redirect it saved, and yeah, let's tease next time. Ooh. That's quite the design.
It's quite something. So there's your 15 seconds. Before we look next time, right?
All right. Well then, everybody who came by today, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for everybody that's watching the VOD later. And we will see you guys next time to either talk about this cat girl, I think, or we'll be talking about droids or mechs.
Droids, right? Yeah. Well, you have to wait and see. So I'm keeping things fresh, chat. So you're gonna see some oddballs coming out. But yeah.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Yep. See you later.
And stick around for the raid.